what has gotten into my good friend TK. But holy shit, man, did Dynamite fucking cook tonight, man. Holy shit. Oh, my goodness. Mariah May. The ending of Dynamite looked like a scene out of a horror movie, man. Watch for the shoe has a whole new meaning. Mariah May wins the women's. Owen turns on Toni Storm, setting up one tremendous finale going into All In Wembley, man. Swerve Strickland. He's leading Team AEW into Blood and Guts. Funny thing is, Adam Hangman Page did not win the Owen. As soon as he lost, he knew where he needed to be. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. And Will Ospreay versus MJF. Wembley Stadium? No, sir. We are doing that next week on Dynamite for the International Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about. So make sure your beverages are ice cold, man. Tonight we're drinking at the beer garden. The heat doesn't want to let up, but I'm always bringing the fire no matter what time of year it is. This is the #1 watched post show in the entire IWC for one very specific reason, because I'm fucking great at what I do, man. And I know how to have a good time. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. Jesse's there. He's getting ready. And when I walk into the beer garden tonight, I want to know, after Dynamite cooked tonight, TK, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. Guys, thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for July 10th, 2024. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be, joined by the one and only, the worst hunter in all of the Destiny 2 universe, Chi-Town Smart Jesse. What's going on, man?
Bro, I'm good. You know what I am? I'm a guy with 3 characters. You have one hunter.
It's the way it should be. Hunters rule them all, bro.
Hunters and those flowers under your TV.
Listen, man, I don't understand what your fucking problem is with my floral arrangement underneath my TV, man. What the fuck's wrong? You're wearing a fucking White Sox jersey, man. You have no room to speak.
You fucking puss.
I like my oat milk lattes. I like my floral arrangements, and I like my craft beer. Do you fucking mind?
What's going on, bro? How was the show for you, man?
Listen, man, this was one of the best Dynamites of the entire year. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what got into Tony Khan. I really don't know. Maybe he's not even booking the fucking show, but I don't know. This does not resemble what we were given the last 2.5 months, man. Dynamite, and yes, it's only 2 weeks because we got a bunch of mid shows in the beginning of the summer, late May, going into June. But man, oh man, this seems like a completely different fucking company, man. They are focused. Stories are playing out. Things are making sense. You can tie one thing into the next thing, into the next thing. Wembley's looking fucking incredible. Blood and Guts is looking incredible. Dynamite 250 next week is a fucking absolute banger pay-per-view on free television. I mean, holy shit, man. TK, what's going on, man? Let me go buy you a fucking couple of White Claws, man. Is that what you need? Holy shit. All joking aside, man, this was a tremendous show tonight.
But we got a cliffhanger tonight, man.
I know. I loved it. What a fucking visual to end that show, man. That was one of the best visuals in the history of AEW Dynamite to close the show.
That was great. That was fantastic. That was right up there with Britt Baker's Crimson Mask.
Yeah.
That wasn't a cliffhanger, but still, that was a fantastic shot, man. I was highly impressed by that. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen on Dynamite next week.
I know. It's amazing.
I'm looking forward to that.
All the things we've been preaching, man. Oh, my goodness. I wonder who said that. Really?
Man. Speaking of who said that, I'm also looking forward to MJF and Daniel Garcia.
Nope.
At All In.
It ain't happening. It's not happening. You listen. I don't want to admit that I don't want to even remotely come close to admitting that you're right or may be right. But man, holy shit! After what Pac said tonight, you may be right.
Man,
you may be right.
Who would have thunk it? Hashtag. I gotta dig it out. But hashtag Jesse was right, man.
Listen, we have to see how it plays out first. Nothing's official yet.
I'm not even trying to take credit for being right or being. I'm just going by what they told us. They literally told us that's the match we're getting. It's just that you guys didn't want it because you were in denial about it. But it's actually looking more interesting now that we've gone a couple of weeks past that point, man.
I don't know. I still cannot buy that being MJF's Wembley match for All In. But listen, if they could make it into a story and make me care, they have for the listen. I half care because I care about everything that MJF does. They got to get me on the Danny Garcia part. If they can sell me on that and really build him up to be an equal to MJF, then we're there. But right now, we're not there, and you can't blame me for feeling that because I'm not the only one that's feeling that way. And we will see how that all plays out. But they are announcing a major match, one of the biggest matches in the history of this company that they could possibly do next week on Dynamite. 2 of them, actually. We'll go over what they are in just a second, but I got to get these 2 gentlemen out of the way. We got 2 $100 super chats tonight. One by Billy with a Billy bomb. And we got another one from Adam Casper with a $100 super chat. Billy says, AEW in 2 weeks. We got stories. And I do see Ricochet versus Pac. And Jesse, hope your son is doing great. Always praying for your family. Seems like TK is off the white powder with 2 great shows. Oh, my God. Come on. Come on, Billy.
Like, look, come on, man. That's not necessary. But thank you. My son is out at camp this week, enjoying his summer, man.
Billy, come on, man. You don't gotta be so forward with the comment, man. Listen, I love you, Billy. Thank you so much for being here and showing your support for what Jesse and I do here on Wednesday nights. Adam says, I'm enjoying a twisted tea. And happy Wednesday, JD and Jesse. Look at this fucking guy, man. He comes into the venue. He orders your twisted. I didn't even know we had twisted tea in the venue, man. Who's bringing that fucking shit into the venue? You ordering that shit for me?
You placed the orders, bro.
No. We don't carry no fucking twisted tea.
Twisted Tea. It's right next to the Coors and Miller Lights.
Fuck out of here, man. Twisted Tea. Adam Casper walks into the venue, orders a Twisted Tea, and then drops a $100 super chat on us. Thank you guys very much, man. Keep that energy going. I'm in a good mood tonight. We're going to get into the AEW Dynamite talk right now. Jesse, I'll leave it off with you, man. What do you want to talk about? What's your biggest takeaway from tonight's great AEW Dynamite?
Well, let's kick it off the right way with... Hold on, where is she? There we go. Timeless. Toni Storm and Mariah May. You know, I gotta say, man. I have not changed. So I have not changed my position on Mariah May and her in-ring work bell to bell. All right. I don't think it's gotten any better. I don't think it's gotten any worse. It's still right in the middle of the road for me. But I will say this. She is coming off like she is going to play a fantastic heel. I liked everything that I saw with this turn here tonight. She had the mannerisms. She had the facial expressions. She looked like she meant ill will towards Tony and Luther tonight. I liked everything I saw from her character work tonight in this turn. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, that was the match was very good. I think, you know, AEW, they did a very good job of building Willow up to be a believable two-time winner here back-to-back. But I think it was going into this a little too predictable. I think everybody kind of pieced it together when Mariah made her way to the finals that it was going to be Mariah May and Willow Nightingale here tonight, and then into the finals here of Wembley against Toni Storm. She gets the championship match now against Toni Storm at All In. The visual at the end of the show, the match was great, but the visual is what sold it and put it over the top. You know, I didn't really, you know, I might have gotten lost in the moment. I didn't really expect them to do it so soon. I mean, we have plenty of time till we get to Wembley. I mean, we got a month and a half. And they decided to do it now. I didn't really expect it now. I expected it at some point, but I didn't expect it now. But looking back at it, Jesse, I feel like right now she won the tournament. She was going up to accept the trophy and the belt. I mean, right now was probably the best time to do it and maximize the shock value out of it and really just kind of put the cherry on top of what was a great tournament for both the men and the women. And the visual of Toni Storm being beaten with her own shoe after that's been her whole gimmick since this transformation. And then the visual of her just laying on the ground and Mariah propping her up by her hair. Blood is just pouring down her face. She's spitting up blood. The last thing I saw was her spitting up blood. That was one of the best visuals in the history of AEW Dynamite to close a show in all 5 years. That is going to be a tremendous match, man. Like you said, she's got it within her. She was definitely coming off more like, you know, a sidekick or a valet. And then we got Mina thrown in there. And the dissension there, what side is she on? Who does she like more? Who does she favor more? Is it Mina or is it Tony? Where's she going to stand? Now we got our answer to that. Mina's not in the picture anymore, but I think she's going to make a tremendous heel. All of this has been built up so great for her to now come out and have this be her coming out party and be this heel that we all, you know, can't wait to see her just kind of go out there and play. And, you know, kudos to AEW. This... Even though Jesse and I have been hard on them for stories, for the most part, this has been the one story that's kind of risen to the occasion through all of the bad. This is the one constant that's been on AEW television. And because of that, Jesse, Mariah May is going to be a standout performer, not only going into Wembley, but after Wembley, because of the story that they told you, the consistency, the effort that they put into it. So kudos to AEW for bringing us to this point, because with what they did, it made the moment tonight at the end of the show feel that much bigger.
Yes. So... I wanna kind of jump the gun on this one because we've unfortunately have seen this quite often from them. This chase and this story is brilliant. Do they have a plan after the payoff? I don't want to see Mariah May fall to the wayside.
I think they do. I
hope so. And because the plan here, the goal here should be to make another female superstar in the locker room. Right now, Mariah May has a purpose and has something important going on the show. When her feud with Toni Storm wraps up, we should not be seeing her fall to the wayside, no matter how the feud ends, whether it ends with her winning the title, not winning the title. It should not end with us asking in a few weeks what happened to Mariah May. You have to keep that momentum going. She cannot just be a star for a few weeks. We need her to be a mainstay. We need more top stars in the women's division to carry out this what I'm hoping for, the summer of 2024 for the AEW women.
The answer to your question is Jamie Hayter. Oh. I think Jamie Hayter comes back and feuds with Mariah May for the women's championship.
There we go. Maybe Toni Storm gets a break. Maybe Mariah May kills her.
Yep.
And Jamie Hayter comes out for revenge. That would be fantastic too. Yep. Just something to keep. I don't want to see any momentum that's there fall off. I don't want to see her get Wardlow, basically. I want to see her keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, all of this with what we got tonight to end the show, the beatdown, the blood, the win over Willow for the Owen. Mariah May has to win that women's championship. You know, even though some of you love Toni and the work that she's done has been tremendous, it's time. You know, you cannot build new stars by, you know, keeping someone like Toni in the forefront, in the title picture as the champion. I mean, it's just time. You know, when she's done so much for this division, so much. The character work has probably been the best character work that AEW has seen, you know, in many years. And it's just time. Mariah needs to take the throne, and I do think that Jamie Hayter, with the relationship that she has with Toni Storm, I feel like that would be a great story to tell. And Mariah getting that program could only make her better, Jesse. Her heel work could probably, you know, benefit even further from that. Her in-ring work could benefit, you know, working with somebody like Jamie. I mean, I think that's the natural progression there.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we talked a lot about having like a rolling off season for the talent. You know, it just feels like sometimes these little getaways are just so important, not only for their health but for these people's character. Let's pivot over to Rhea Ripley for a minute. Rhea Ripley was on fire, smoking, and she had ran roughshod through the women's division. Unfortunately, she got a minor injury, took her off TV for a few weeks, took the title off of her and brought her back. And somehow she's hotter now than she was before she left. So pivot back to here. I think things like a little break, a scheduled break would be so beneficial. I mean, for one, for the mindset, two, for the body, and three, for the character and the gimmick. So if someone like Toni Storm were to drop that title, I mean, I right now, like you said, she's on fire. She's hot right now, but it would be beneficial. Drop it to Mariah May. Mariah May kills her off TV for a few weeks. Toni Storm gets some, I'm sure, well-deserved rest, reset, body heal. Character is now marinating. Comes back after a while, fresh, ready to go, and it makes her character even better. I mean, things like that. I mean, look at Hangman. The guy looks fucking fresh and ready to fight, bro.
Hangman's presentation has never looked better. He is fucking incredible. And if you don't, any Adam Page slander in this fucking chat or on this channel will be benched.
Oh my God.
He is unbelievable.
I love it. I love the idea of taking him off TV voluntarily for a month, 2 months, whatever the case may be, so everyone can reset. And not only that, that could prevent longer term injuries from propping up. That is the hope, at least. And it keeps everyone so fresh. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and everyone benefits. I mean, I would rather have Toni Storm off my TV for a couple of months, recuperating, rather than a good year from a major injury. So, I mean, something like that would be great for the entire roster. I mean, not all at once, obviously, but just start with the top stars and just rotate them out. Kayfabe it. This one is out for getting beat down by this person. Send them home with their families for a couple of months, bro. Let them come back regened and ready to go. And I think, I mean, I don't know shit from, anything else, but I think that would be better on everyone's mentality, if nothing else, in that locker room, man.
It's also a great way to see if Toni can kind of come back and reinvent herself. I don't know how she comes back and kind of plays the same character. Maybe we get the same character, but with a different twist. I don't know
with the type of character that she plays, if there's more elements that she could add to it to make it different than what we have seen over the last year and a half, it's going to be interesting to see how she plays that out. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And AEW, if Tony's going to be going away and does take a little sabbatical and she comes back regenerated and healthy and ready to go, you know, they got Britt Baker back to television. Jamie Hayter will be back to television. Who knows if Julia Hart's going to be back to television. Megan Bain, I think they are in the process of bringing to television. Camille is still waiting in the wings. So they got a ton of women that a loss of Toni Storm, though she's huge and her character is huge, it's not going to be as big of a blow if she does step away for a couple weeks. It's not like she has any major injuries that's going to keep her out for 9 months. She steps away for a month or two. It's not going to really be all that big of a deal when you got such a deep roster of women on the AEW side. So I do agree with that, and I loved what they did tonight. So kudos to Tony Khan and the team there. The visual was fucking incredible, and the fact that the story has been so consistent, it added to all of it, and it was great. I can't wait to see what they do in the story that they finished telling at Wembley, so I'm very much looking forward to that. The other thing that happened tonight was a little bit of a hot button topic. I know some people are not going to like it. I expected not to like it immediately, and I kind of curbed my frustration because I think AEW has done a great job of treating Will Ospreay as a special talent. And we all know what MJF means to that company. The fact that they announced for episode 250, this is the 250th episode of Dynamite, next week to open the show, it will be Will Ospreay defending the International Championship against MJF. Old JD would have ranted and caused a shitstorm on social media, and all I did was put that they signed the match for next week, and I just left a brief pause, and that's all I said on social media. I wanted to see how people were feeling about it. Normally, I would have jumped and I would have fucking went all guns blazing on a stupid decision like this, because we can harken back to when Tony, Jesse, booked Kenny Omega and MJF on Collision. It's one of the best matches the company's ever done, but it had no build. It had somewhat of a build because they were building Kenny's title reign and MJF beating Kenny's title reign at that point. I get why people don't like to see those types of matches on a Saturday night or a Wednesday night. And in this case, people are feeling the same way. So I'll start with you. How are you feeling about this? Because to everybody's interest in what I have to say, I don't really find it to be that big of a deal that they're doing this match next week. How do you feel about it?
No, I mean, look, he knows, and I say TK, he knows this is a huge match. This is a marquee match. He knows that he has his biggest pay-per-view of the year quickly approaching. So I'm sure it does not escape him that this match, presumably would look better at All In. But it looks like he has a plan for next week for 250. It looks like he needed to put together something huge, and a match like that would probably serve better to help out on TV than it would at All In. I mean, from my understanding, All In ticket sales are, doing well, doing okay. Is that accurate?
They should have at least over 50,000 people for sure. It's not going to be anywhere near 80, but I mean, still, 50,000 is great. Plus, I think they're running a smaller setup for Wembley because of a concert that's happened. Taylor Swift, I believe, is performing there that week, and they have all that stuff set up for her, so they don't have to do it. It's going to be a big spectacle. And AEW's coming on in, and they're going to do what they got to do for 50,000, 55,000. That's still absolutely incredible for them.
Yeah, no, that is great. I thought she just did Wembley not that long ago.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with her. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so I mean, it's not like putting that match at All In is now gonna get them the big boost they need. I mean, it seems like they're at their projections at the very least for the ticket sales, but as far as what they need on TV, it seems that TVs and ratings should be the priority for them right now, and that match would be better served on TV. So I don't mind it. I understand it. As long as they make it a big deal. They gave us Kenny versus Bryan on TV, So
that didn't have nearly as much build as this has.
No, it did not at all. So I'm not opposed to it at all, as long as they treat it as the big deal that it should be. Not to mention, this match is for the international championship. That doesn't mean we can't revisit this for the world title at some point. So,
you stole the words right out of my mouth. And then that's part of the reason why I am not going all guns blazing on this, and I'm going to take a reserved stance on this and see what happens next, because that's exactly where my mindset was. I'm like, all right, we're getting MJF and Will Ospreay. Obviously, this is a match that main events any wrestling show on planet Earth. It's just the way it is. If they're doing it next week, they got some sort of plan. And like Jesse said, if it happens next week, everybody's like, oh my God, I don't believe they're not doing it on pay-per-view. They are absolutely, no doubt about it, going to meet at some point in the next year, and it's going to be for the World Championship. It's going to happen. It's not going to be the only time that they're going to be in the ring. So the way I'm thinking about it is, and I don't like to admit when I'm wrong, but I'm going to in this case, because I do think that Jesse may be right here.
Somebody clip this. Hurry up.
Danny Garcia could poke his nose into that match next week, come back, and we can start the build for MJF and Danny Garcia at All In. I don't think that's the match because, again, we go back to what we said last week. They've done nothing besides the beatdown from MJF, which was great, to make Danny Garcia into a top guy. If that's the plan to make him into a top guy, he's in the ring with the right guy, MJF. I don't see it right now being an all-in match, but it's July 10th. Wembley's happening August 25th. We have a month and a half for them to make us believe, Jesse, that Danny Garcia belongs in the ring with MJF. If the story is there, great. There's nobody in this chat or nobody on social media that should doubt what MJF does. Everything he touches, everything he does is fucking great, regardless of who he's in the ring with. So I'm going to give him that trust. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to give AEW the benefit of the doubt. But my question is, Ospreay, if he retains the championship, what are we doing with Ospreay at Wembley? It looks like we got some sense of that tonight with Pac winning that global four-way match. And he is calling his shot at Wembley. He wants the international championship. So did Tony Khan give us a glimpse as to what his plans are going into London? Are we getting Will Ospreay, MJF next week with Danny Garcia coming back? MJF loses, Will Ospreay retains, and then we start building Pac and Will Ospreay at Wembley Stadium. I know it's not Will Ospreay and MJF, but Pac is fucking phenomenal. Will Ospreay is probably the best wrestler in the world. I don't think there's a human being alive that's going to complain about a Pac and Will Ospreay match at Wembley Stadium for the international championship. So, Jesse, no matter where they go with this, I mean, we're going to be eating good anyway. So it's like, why complain about it when the plan B is not as good as plan A, but plan B is fucking still phenomenal?
Don't forget Ricochet.
I don't think Ricochet is going to factor into any of this.
He's still a wild card, man. He's out there. He's a free agent. TK knows that, and Will Ospreay wants him. That's an equation that's gonna come up to All In. Will Ospreay wants to have a match with him. Tony Khan will pay for him. Now it's just a matter of time as to when we get it. It's going to happen.
You think triple threat match between Pac, Will Ospreay, and Ricochet at All In?
Could be possible. I'm not sure. I mean, again, I just think Ricochet is definitely in the cards for All In. That's their biggest show of the year. Ricochet can give them the 5-star match quality, that they want. And he is, top friends with one of the top stars over there. Ricochet coming is inevitable. It's just a matter of when, and there's no bigger stage than All In approaching for AEW right now.
A lot of people tend to forget that there's a pay-per-view 2 weeks after Wembley. I mean, we could do Pac and Will Ospreay at Wembley, and then we could do Will Ospreay and Ricochet at All Out. You know, I mean, it would kind of...
In Chicago?
In Chicago. I mean, it would be... I don't want to say it would be a better background, but Chicago always brings the energy. All Out kind of symbolizes what the match would be. I mean, both of those guys are going to go all out to give us a banger match. Keep in mind that pay-per-view is happening 2 weeks after Wembley. We could also see Danny Garcia and MJF at Wembley, and then we could get MJF and Will Ospreay at All Out. I mean, we could go that route as well. I mean, we could do the same thing with Adam Page. Adam Page lost to Bryan Danielson tonight. He's not getting Swerve at Wembley like a lot of people predicted, us included, but Bryan's getting the championship match. Who's to say that Adam Page doesn't get the championship match at All Out? So what AEW is doing here is they're leaving so many doors open for so many possibilities, and they're nicely stringing together stories that are actually weaving themselves into All In and then into All Out. Something, Jesse, that you and I very much complained about last year because most of All Out was nothing but random matches thrown on the card. This year, it looks like they're actually fixing that. With the pay-per-view happening 2 weeks later, it looks like there is some story going from one show to the next, and I really do appreciate that.
There is. They're giving us, AEW is giving us a lot to think about, a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of...
Creatively, not just big news coming out of the company, but creatively, that's something that hasn't happened all year.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much all we really wanted. We wanted some kind of talking point, some kind of excitement. It feels like the closer we get to All In, the more important it feels. They've already started promoting this pay-per-view, a good, about a year ago almost, man. I mean, so they put a lot of thought into it, and they've been slowly building. Every time we see something major unfold on TV, we like the fantasy book. Oh, that could happen at All In. That could happen at All In. This has clearly become their WrestleMania, and I like the creative going into it because it's giving us that. I don't want to say it's just like a WrestleMania build, but as far as what AEW's been giving us creatively, it does feel like tensions are rising. Things are getting to be more important. Everything seems to be having a little bit more importance to it. It does feel like a little bit of an important creative season for AEW right now.
Well, they needed it to be. I mean, they couldn't go into this half-assing shit like they did going into Double or Nothing, and then coming out of Double or Nothing for most of June. It was just nothing. And now we're finally starting to pick it up, and the stories are finally coming together. I don't think that was done by design. I think a lot of this came about because they got MJF back. They got Adam Page back. Britt Baker is back now. I mean, that's some star power that they got back there and that you can interject into the show. And I do feel that made a big difference in where they were going creatively going into All In. We did not have that going into Double or Nothing and going into June. So right now, it's looking like AEW might have their best creative happening right before their biggest shows of the year. We got Blood and Guts, we got Wembley, and then we got All Out. So this is a big stretch. They need to nail it. Then we got Grand Slam. It's coming back to Queens. It'll be in Arthur Ashe Stadium. There's a lot going on for the next 2-3 months for AEW, and right now they have started everything off very, very nicely. And that was capped off tonight by, like what Jesse and I said, with Mariah May, and then MJF Will Ospreay being announced. Swerve Strickland next week. He was announced champion versus champion against Kazuchika Okada. I mean, that is a pay-per-view match that could headline any show anywhere on planet Earth as well. So they are absolutely throwing bombs next week for episode 250. And the best thing about it is story. Everything here has a story. And I can't wait to dive into what Bryan and Hangman did, where I think they're going into that, because Bryan is the winner of the Owen. He's getting the championship match at Wembley against Swerve Strickland. Lots to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse and I are going to get into it. But first, we got another $100 bomb from Adam Casper. In my opinion, the MJF Will Ospreay match should not happen next Wednesday in Little Rock, Arkansas. Save it for London. I don't know. I totally get where people are coming from with that opinion. I know that
it's just for the international title.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? I mean, are you going to have MJF and Will Ospreay in the middle of the show? You're not going to have the international title main event the card.
I don't see it to be a big deal. I really don't. I feel like things are going to play out the right way, and it's going to end up being exactly what we want. Rich and full with story. So I get why people are getting hung up on that. Adam, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. You're allowed. Anybody's allowed to feel that way. But to me, honestly, I don't feel like it is that big of a deal. So we're going to get into the rest of the show, guys. I want to thank you so very much for joining me here on OTS for this AEW Dynamite post. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 419 likes currently. We got 1,900 viewers currently. I'm going to need that number of likes as close to 1,000 as possible. If you guys can do that for me, that would really help out. I would really appreciate it. Super chats are open. Everybody's going crazy in the super chats. Get them on in. I love the energy. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. As always, follow us on social media at JD from NY206, at Chi-Town Smark on X. I am also on Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Been uploading a little bit more on TikTok, so make sure you guys follow me on there. If you got a TikTok page or TikTok account, hit that subscribe button down below for this channel. Go follow Jesse's YouTube channel as well. I linked his channel right at the top of the description. Go check that out and hit subscribe over there. And please make sure you guys go check out all of the other content on the channel. We were live last night for Tuesday Night Titans, episode 56. Myself and the Salamonster. Over 3 hours of discussion on your Tuesday night. And we dove into a bunch of shit. Talked about the Owen. We talked about the WrestleMania 40 documentary. We talked about where SummerSlam is going. All the criticisms of Money in the Bank and the IWC being up in arms about what happened there. A lot of stuff. So make sure you guys go check that out. Well worth your time. Tuesday Night Titans, the place to be on Tuesday night, as well as all the other channels, or all the videos, rather, on the channel. So go check all that stuff out. And please, as always, keep the chat clean. That's all I have to say. Keep the chat clean. Got a lot of people complaining about what I do and what I don't do. We're getting a new intro, Jesse.
Nice, man.
We're getting a new intro. I don't know if you've seen it on social media yesterday. We're getting a new Mustang, man. Dark Horse is coming to the venue.
That's great. Where's my taco truck?
Your taco truck's outside the beer garden.
That's Thunder Rosa's fucking taco truck.
Hey, listen, man. I evicted her, man. She's gone.
I want my own taco truck, man.
She doesn't like what we do here.
That's great. I got no problem with Thunder Rosa.
Me neither.
But she has a taco truck.
I love Thunder Rosa.
She has a taco truck, and I don't. I'm just saying.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Give me a taco truck.
I don't know. Listen, man.
Saying.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a glimpse, man. Maybe we get a scene before the car hits the highway and you see where the Dark Horse resides. Maybe we'll put something Chi-Town Smark in that scene. How about that?
It's not a taco truck, but we'll see.
Listen, man.
Maybe,
you want to be known for your tacos? Is that what you want to be known for?
I have great tacos, man.
I know. This was a great dynamite. Let's start it off.
Speaking of residing, though, if you are not a Taco Crew member on my channel, you should be, because I just uploaded a members-only video where I talked about a personal story with me and Armando Alejandro Estrada. But at the end of that video, I took my followers into a little view of my own home. It was pretty awesome, man. Take up my movie theater in my home.
Oh, you're uploading in real-time vlogs now on Patreon?
Hey, man. No, not Patreon. Just the Taco Crew member side. That's it, man.
Oh, okay.
Just a little thank you to the people who contribute to the channel every month. That's all.
There you go.
So please join the channel. Become a member.
Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay.
He started the show tonight, and he was about to address MJF and his promo from Saturday night. Jesse, did you watch MJF's promo from Saturday night on Collision?
Yes, I did. He seemed pretty angry.
He seemed pretty angry. It sounded like MJF to me.
Yeah, sounds about right, man.
I thought the explanation from MJF was spot on. He did what he needed to do. He said what he needed to say. We got everything that we needed out of that, and I love the explanation he gave. And what he said was that he gave himself to us. We trusted him. He trusted us. He let us in. And then he gets injured. He's doing all this shit that he didn't really have to do, but he did it for us. He loses the championship. Adam Cole leaves him. Samoa Joe beats him for the title at World's End. And legitimately, the following show after World's End, people are chanting, "Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe." And MJF said that we turned our backs on... Well, we didn't turn our backs on MJF. All these fucking cretins, they turned their back on MJF. He's got a problem with those people, but I like the explanation that he gave. Now we're back. We got a reason as to why he's being a scumbag again, legitimately, and it works. So I really appreciate the explanation. Will Ospreay, he made his entrance. Will Ospreay was not on Saturday Night Collision. And he's opening Wednesday Night Dynamite. And he says, in reference to MJF, sat on top of the turnbuckle and says he's heard rumors that MJF is one of the most insecure men in all of professional wrestling. He said Danny Garcia earns every opportunity he gets. He said the moment that Garcia threatened his popularity, MJF's, he did whatever it took to stop that. He said MJF wants to blame the people for injuries he gave Garcia, and that could end Garcia's career. Regarding MJF talking about having ADD, I have OCD. Will Ospreay has ADHD, and it doesn't give me an excuse to be a little prick. He said the bidding war of 2024 didn't go his way because Tony Khan would rather spend his money on guys who will elevate AEW rather than bury it. I have a feeling Will Ospreay is going to be reamed on social media for that comment. Just a hunch from the WWE stands. He said apparently he's a talentless hack. He's not. Fans booed. He says he's welcome to that opinion. He complimented Calgary, saying that he has more talent in his left nut than MJF has in his entire body. Fans then chanted left nut, left nut.
What's wrong with the right nut?
I don't know. Maybe the right nut is not that talented. I don't know.
I guess not. Okay.
Who knows? Maybe he's a lefty. I don't know. Ospreay smiled, stood, and then he started to thrust his pelvis in a comedic way. He's a funny guy. No thrusting, though. Please, stop the thrusting. We get that enough on the other show. He said MJF doesn't like him because, unlike MJF, he reminds people of what AEW is meant to be. He says he represents the foundation of AEW, and he called MJF a selfish little prick. He said since he's arrived in AEW, he felt like he was cleaning up someone else's mess, and that someone is Max. He said the level of the devil is the ground floor, and he's on the top floor of the skyscraper, and he called MJF out to the ring. Now, MJF's music played. He did not show up, clearly. Ospreay dropped the microphone, waited. MJF is instead in the back somewhere, or at an undisclosed location. I don't know where he is, but he was there in a chair sipping on a glass of red wine. Now, I don't know what type of wine MJF likes, if he likes a Pinot Noir or what type of red wine is there, Jesse? I'm not really a red wine drinker. Malbec? Wine. Does he like a Malbec? I don't know. I'm more of a Sauvignon Blanc white type of wine drinker.
Wine gives me a headache, and it's for bougie stuff.
What do you like to drink, man? You're the most ridiculous drinker that I've ever sat across from, bro. Really. You complain about everything you drink?
What is it? I don't like beer. Wine gives me a headache. I didn't say I didn't like wine. It just gives me a headache, so I don't drink it. Plus, wine is bougie and stuck up, so it's more like.
Let me tell you something. If I took you to a wine bar, you wouldn't enjoy yourself?
I'll just bring some Tylenol and enjoy myself. Sure, man.
All right. I'm a lover of a fine wine bar.
I mean,
am I bougie? Am I too bougie for you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We can get into the coffee, the wine. Do you drink with your pinky finger up? That's what I want to know.
No.
Yes.
No. Cabernet? Does MJF drink a Cabernet? I don't know. Merlot?
There's nothing wrong with wine. I'm not saying it's not manly to drink wine. It just personally kind of gives me a headache, so I stay away from it.
I don't know. I like me a glass of wine. He's drinking a glass of red wine. And, oh, my goodness. Before we get into Billy, thank you, Billy. Let me finish this segment, then we'll get to Billy. He's there drinking a red glass of wine. And Nigel is on commentary, which we'll get into in a little bit because I found it coincidental that he was on commentary the night that Bryan was in the finals of the Owen. MJF isn't there. Ospreay called him out. MJF appeared on the big screen. He said the fans in Calgary don't deserve to be that close to his greatness. Plus, he deserves better than to be near their stench. He said all of the others who thought they were top guys fell at his feet. He says he doesn't have to murder himself to get fans to care about him. He says all he has to do is talk. He said Ospreay is a flavor of the month. He said Ospreay is the fans' dancing little monkey. And he said once they've seen his routine, they will all get tired of it and then throw him away into the trash. He says he isn't a replacement, whereas Ospreay is. He says they'll move on and call the next flippy guy the best in the world to come take his spot. He says he's a generational talent, so if he gets in the ring with him, Ospreay will get exposed. He then says he's not like Ospreay and he doesn't wrestle for fun or the amusement of the fans. He says he wrestles for a purpose and the betterment of AEW. He suggested a match next week with the International Championship on the line. He says he won't be wrestling for stars, but rather he'll be punching him in the face until he starts seeing stars. Ospreay laughed. He said, "That's adorable. I'll see you next week, you little bitch."
Gimmick.
Everybody's stealing Okada's gimmick now, bro. What the fuck's going on?
I don't know, man. This needs to stop instantly.
So we got the match next week. It's going to open the show. International Championship on the line. Danny Garcia could potentially rear his ugly head here into this match and set up the match for Wembley between MJF and Danny Garcia. I don't see any other way this could go other than MJF wins the championship and we get Danny Garcia versus MJF for the International Championship, and Danny Garcia beats MJF in Wembley. Like you said, Jesse, Ricochet comes on in. We get Ricochet versus Ospreay at All In. That's a potential road that they can go down. We could get Ospreay winning and beating MJF thanks to Danny Garcia, and then we get Will Ospreay versus Pac, which was alluded to later in the night, and then MJF versus Danny Garcia in some sort of first blood match or some sort of stipulation match at All In. I don't really know what other way this could go. Maybe we go a 30-minute time limit draw. Maybe we do this and run it back again at Wembley. I've seen some people mentioning that. I don't think that's the way it goes. The one thing I will say to you guys is that this match is already advertised. Tony Khan immediately put the graphic up on social media, and AEW does not advertise something and then don't deliver. If they advertise it more times than not, they will deliver on it, and this is happening next week, whether you like it or not. So,
yep,
you may be onto something here, Jesse. I think Danny Garcia and him showing up next week and him ruining the match and costing Max the title win, I think that's likely what's going to happen next week.
Looks like it. I'm down for it. I hope so. Then that way you and anybody else you might know who thinks Jesse is fucking crazy can all suck it.
No, we don't think you're crazy. I mean, it was something that clearly a lot of people were talking about because you could see the direction. I think you, me, and everybody else feel the same way, that it's not right now a Wembley match for MJF. And I know you know that's the way it is. It's not a match for Max at Wembley Stadium. It's not. He's too big for that type of match.
No, I get it. I just feel like they had a plan to make it a big match, and they just gave us the hint that it was happening before they got us excited about it. But as it stands now, the beatdown on the Garcia, his potential return, what kind of intensity he comes back with, I think that's important. When Garcia comes back, when he comes back pissed off, he should be completely on 10. He should be completely in a rage to the point where Max wants nothing to fucking do with him because he's trying to fucking kill him. Make me want to see this match. And I think they're close. I think they're getting there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how they play it out. I just want to believe in Danny Garcia. He's been hot and cold, on and off, stop, start, however you want to describe it. They didn't really do anything to build him up. And if this is their way of building a new pillar or a new star and finally putting some equity into getting a guy like him higher up the card because they need to start building stars, I want to see what they do. Make me believe. We got a month and a half. Not saying they can't do it. If there's anybody to do it against, they got the right guy in there with them. So
you have somebody with the level of in-ring work as Danny Garcia, so he can open a lot of eyes to people who don't know how fantastic he is in the ring. And as good as he is, Max is gonna make him look even fucking better. So all the guy needs is some creative. He's got some charisma. I mean, he's not dripping and oozing with charisma. His gimmick is not like through the roof insane right now. But I see some bright spots in his character, in his gimmick. He does have charisma. He can do anything between those fucking ropes. You just got to give him some good fucking creative, and I think they're working on that right now.
This could also, before we move on to Bryan and Hangman, this could also be looked at as a restart or a reset for Danny Garcia. I know a lot of people, me included, I wasn't too big on the dancing shtick and him gyrating and doing the dance. It fit him, I guess, for the time being because he needed something to get himself over and differentiate himself from everybody else. He got the dance, he did the thing, but this could be a way to reset him and bring him back to more of a serious wrestler. Remember when, there was a hope, Jesse, that he might have joined the Blackpool Combat Club and joined Bryan Danielson. I feel like they missed the boat on that, man. What a fucking payoff that would have been, and they just dropped it, right? Leaving the Jericho Appreciation Society to join the Blackpool Combat Club because Bryan thought he was, the next coming of himself, really. They dropped the ball on that. He got the dancing shtick, and now this could be a way to get him back to that, which I think that Danny Garcia, we all kind of felt a little differently towards. We were really invested in him, and then it kind of fell off, and I want to get back to that, so hopefully they get back to that.
I think it came down to either Garcia or Yuta. I mean, I don't think they wanted to flood the BCC with a bunch of people, so they picked Yuta, which wasn't a terrible pick, but it does feel like Garcia may have been one to have benefited more from being in BCC than Yuta. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's easy to sit back and say should have done this, should have done that. But Garcia, I also saw enough in him that maybe he didn't need the BCC as much as probably Yuta did, though, if you really think about it that way. Because I said, the guy has it. He has it. He just needs something to sink his teeth into. And I think he's finally getting that with Max.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So there's a lot of possibilities there, a lot of hope, and I trust the process with the people that are involved here. So next week, I mean, you're looking at a banger. I mean, it's not going to be commercial free or anything like that. We'll probably have to sit through some pictures, but MJF and Will Ospreay is a main event that could sit atop any show that any wrestling promotion puts on this planet. So you're going to get a absolute banger next week. And I want to see how MJF tries to expose Will Ospreay. That's going to be under the microscope there, because if MJF is going back to being the prick heel, not taking all the risks like he used to, and he's going to ground all these fucking indie high-flying marks, I can't wait to see what he does there, man. It's going to be a fun match. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson and Adam Hangman Page. This is the final of the men's Owen Hart Cup Foundation tournament. Now, the first three matches in the series between these two guys were absolutely incredible. One being a 60-minute Iron Man match. Unbelievable between these two. Great dance partners. Probably will end up being one of the best series of matches that AEW has ever put on between Danielson and Adam Page. Adam Page is operating on a completely different level. Completely different level. The vibe, the whole fucking attitude, the music. He is... And I said this on social media, this is the best version of Adam Page that we've gotten in 5 years of AEW. He is now, Jesse, he was great then. I was a big Adam Page guy. I thought his series of matches with Bryan and his matches with Omega and MJF and whoever else he was in the ring with were great. Now I finally feel he's like ascending that superstar status. He just feels unbelievable in this return. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
I'm loving it, man. He just seems so locked in. You know what I'm saying? He just seems like just one of those guys right there in the back. Like you just don't want to fuck with that guy right now. I mean, he just seems everything he's doing with this return just seems so believable. He has a chip on his shoulder. It's justified. You know what I'm saying? He never got the satisfaction he wanted before he had his hiatus. He comes back. He's still not fucking happy. Now he's getting ready to go side with the Bucks. Reluctantly, as of now, he just feels like that he is ready to just whoop some ass, and he doesn't really give a shit whose ass it is at this point. And I like comparing Hangman right now to just like a rogue Steve Austin. Right now, he just wants to whoop ass. He really does not give a shit whose it is.
No, I love it. I think everything right now is going Adam Page's way. This match was no different than the last three that we got. Absolutely fantastic. Jeff Jarrett was the special enforcer for this match.
Brilliant.
Jesse and I, amongst all the criticism that we got, me specifically, for calling out the fact that Jeff Jarrett was in the tournament And the reason I gave, nobody really listened to what I had to say. They were all like, "Oh, Jeff Jarrett should win the tournament, man." No, sorry, man. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
No.
Jesse and I, that week, came up with 9 different things. 9 different ways to get Jeff Jarrett involved in the Owen without actually being in the Owen. And the one thing that we talked about, Jesse, one of the 9 was him being a special referee / enforcer. Gee, man, what? I wonder who said all that, man. Look at what they go out there and do, man. So, looking back at it, it was innocent enough. The tournament ended up being really good regardless, even though he was in it. And we got the final that, was right for the tournament. So looking back at it, it wasn't that big of a deal. I wouldn't have made that decision. But for them to go and do exactly what we talked about, Jesse, only proves that, they partially do listen to the criticism. They do what they want, and they don't give a shit if, you like it or not. But when you hear something from a logical show like ours, who always speaks in logic and always speaks with common sense and wants things to be the way that they should be, you see something like that, you can't really refute that they aren't listening to what we do or what anybody else does in the community. They are listening to some portion of the fan base.
They are. And I think it's important, dude, because there's no way that you or a handful of you and your guys are going to sit around in an office and be able to captivate what the majority of your fans would like or would want or wouldn't like or things like that. So, I mean, it's good to get some outside influence and to take some critiques, adjust, move around. Sitting there thinking about it right now and looking at Mariah May's turn and in the effort to get her the absolute maximum amount of heat. I don't know if Dr. Hart would be on board with this. I mean, I don't know. But what if somehow, some way, if that title presentation and that whole, chaotic beatdown that involved Luther and everyone else, what if that involved Martha Hart taking some strays?
I don't think that would ever happen.
I'm just wondering. I don't know how involved she is and wanting to get this whole thing over, but it just seems like that would just multiply the amount of heat to Mariah May right now. I don't know. I just thought about that right now. If she beat down Luther, what if she beat down Jeff Jarrett for trying to present her with the title? What about Martha? I mean, what if she just goes fucking psycho?
I mean, Adam Page could have did that tonight against Jeff Jarrett. He didn't lay a hand on him.
Yeah, it's true, too. I guess maybe they want to preserve what Jeff Jarrett is doing when he goes back to his regular rotation and he is a heel, so I don't know.
Well, regardless of the Owen and what Jeff Jarrett's inclusion was in the Owen, he was the enforcer here. He did play a nice dramatic part in the end of this match, which was fantastic. It went almost 30 minutes between these guys to open AEW Dynamite. Probably one of the best opening matches in Dynamite history was this match. Loved that this match was the final and the way that it came off. It really just exuded what a final of a tournament should be. And AEW is usually very good at that. So we go into a picture-in-picture break. We'll pick it up after the first picture-in-picture break. Danielson dove out to the floor. He clutched his neck. He gets back inside, hits a shotgun drop kick. Page fired off a big boot and a springboard clothesline to the neck, posting Danielson to the floor as we head into the picture-in-picture. So Danielson is busted open. And Page is slamming his head repeatedly into the ring steps. Danielson tried firing back with some kicks. Page blocked one, and it went into a spinning sleeper hold situation. Danielson answered with a rolling armbar into a label lock. Page got to the rope to get the rope break. Page put a stop to some yes kicks. Took Danielson, planted him down with a Saito suplex. Page took too long to follow up what he wanted to do next. He got crotched in the corner. This allowed Danielson to hit I don't know how you felt about this, Jesse. I was watching this, and I cringed because Adam Page landed on the back of his fucking head. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. I was trying to hold that in. I couldn't hold it any longer. A spider German suplex off the top rope to Adam Page by Danielson, man. He dropped Page right on the back of his fucking head. I'm like, holy shit, man, can we just stop dropping people on their fucking heads, man, in these weird situations? I can't stand looking at it every time.
It does hurt to watch sometimes. It really does.
Spider German
we want the
suplex
best
off the
for these
second
people. We don't want
turnbuckle.
people to get hurt.
So Danielson missed a diving headbutt. He comes off the top with a diving headbutt. Allow Page to apply a crossface. Danielson got to the ropes. We go to another commercial break. We get back from break. Danielson was delivering some anvil elbows in the corner. Page exposed the corner cover, drove Danielson face first against the steel before hitting a unbelievable looking moonsault into a tombstone for a 2 count. Page wanted to dive. Danielson sent him crashing to the apron and out to the floor. He then pulled off a springboard somersault dive to Danielson. I don't believe that he even attempted that and executed it, but here we are. He doesn't need to be doing shit like that, and he did it. In this match, he did it. So the ref checked on Bryan Danielson and was shoved away as he delivered yes kicks to Page. He was cut above his forehead. Danielson went for a big shot of the yes kicks. Page dodged it, hits a pile driver on the floor, and the doctors and referee and Jeff Jarrett come to go check on Bryan. Page shoved the doctor away. He then pie-faced Jeff Jarrett, who didn't take this, obviously, to be all that nice. And then he went back at Danielson, stumbled around yelling that he's got to do this, got to get back in the ring. He does. He breaks the 9 count. He gets back in the ring. Page is already waiting for him in the ring. Punches, ripping the kinesio tape from his neck. Danielson dodged a discus lariat. He hits a Busaiku knee. And both guys go into a double down. So they both get back up. A big slugfest is ongoing here. And we get another German suplex attempt until Paul Turner, he accidentally eats a running Busaiku knee from Bryan Danielson. Flush. He rolls to the outside. And then Page, he was allowed at this point to the discus lariat. He took off his cowboy belt and started whipping Danielson with the belt. He then starts choking Danielson with the belt. This is when Jeff Jarrett got in the ring because at this point he was standing on the outside, standing next to the belt and standing next to the trophy. Jarrett gets in the ring and was shoved down by Adam Page. Jarrett gets back up. He takes off his T-shirt to reveal he's got a referee shirt underneath, and he's now the official referee of this match. So Danielson got a schoolboy roll-up because Page was yelling at Jarrett. He only got a 2. Page escaped the label lock, hit a deadeye on Bryan for a 2 count, buckshot lariat to the neck, and another one, and then Danielson into a roll-up got Page for a 2. He then applied a crossface to Page. Danielson almost started to fade. He stayed in it. He rolled Page up, getting a flash pin, and Adam Page came very close, but Bryan had a counter for a counter for a counter, and he was too smart for Page on this night, got the flash pin, and he wins the Owen and goes to Wembley to challenge Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship. At the end of this match, Jarrett hugged Martha Hart on the stage before accompanying her to the ring to present Bryan with the Owen Hart Cup Foundation tournament title and trophy. Hart says it's great to be back in Owen's hometown. She says it's with great pleasure to award the cup to Bryan Danielson and says they'll see him at Wembley Stadium to challenge for the AEW World Championship. And that's the way the match came to a close. Fantastic stuff. Page bolted out of there. And now we have to ask, Jesse, where is Adam Page going into Wembley? What is he going to be doing? Does he have a role going into London? How do you see Page going into Wembley now?
I don't know, and I don't think that, well, I don't want to say that I don't think that they know. Maybe they know, but I don't think they started to unveil it yet. We might start to see that, come together at Blood and Guts. You know what I'm saying? So we might see his feud develop from that match. Because as of right now, I'm not too sure. Man, you can it feels like you can slot him into anything, babyface, heel. I mean, he's just working that line right now. It feels like no matter what you put him in, it's gonna be that much better because he's just so focused right now. I'm loving what Hangman's doing.
Yeah, I was actually surprised by this. I was looking
Wait. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Okada
and Page at Wembley.
Yeah, Okada. Yeah. it goes awry at this fight. You know, he sort of stare off their head. You know, when he went to the locker room, maybe it breaks down and maybe they get into it then and they go at it at All In. But All In.
I could see that. Okada right now doesn't have a clear direction going into All In. I could absolutely see that. Adam Page lost this match. I was expecting Page to win and get Swerve. I was opting for that over Bryan because I felt like the story between Page and Swerve just outshined anything that they could possibly do, which then left the question of what does Bryan do at Wembley? I know a lot of people were like, oh, you could put Bryan in there against anybody. How about Bryan and Nigel McGuinness? We don't know. I mean, this was all a fucking pipe dream from a lot of different people, content creators alike. We don't know if Nigel's cleared. We don't know if Nigel wants to wrestle. We don't know anything in regards to Nigel's status as an in-ring performer. It would be a great swan song for him. It would be a great background to retire in Wembley against Bryan Danielson and what that match means to both guys and, you know, how each one of them have helped each other in their career and what the history of both of those guys are. It would have been fantastic. But we don't know anything about that. So now we're left asking, well, what does Page do? Jesse comes up with a great plan with Okada. I could see that. But how do we get there? The way that I see this playing out, because I had Swerve and Hangman on my mind for the main event of Wembley, because story is king, story is everything to me. I feel like with Page losing, what we got later in the show is that he went and bypassed Renee. He didn't want to speak to Renee. He knocked on the Elite's door. Okada opens the door, which gave way to Jesse saying, well, what about Okada? I could see it. But then the Young Bucks emerge. The Young Bucks are asking Page, well, nice to see you here, Hanger. What can we do for you? All Page said was that, I'm in. I'll do it. Okay, what does that mean? He means that he's going to take them up on the offer to be the fifth man for Blood and Guts. Right after this match was over, Jesse, Swerve announced that he's leading Team AEW into Blood and Guts against the Elite. Fantastic decision. Love it. Now we get Page and Swerve in Blood and Guts, which is its own story going into Blood and Guts. Now, the way that I would book this is if the Elite wins Blood and Guts and Page joins the Elite, there's a deal made between the two. I think the deal should be if the Elite, led by the Young Bucks and Okada, beat the Team AEW guys with the help of Adam Page, that a deal was made to give Adam Page a championship match at a later date, whether that's All Out, whether that means put him in the championship match with Bryan and Swerve and make it a triple threat match at Wembley. We don't know. I think what this is going to lead to is Page helping the Elite, which is going to get him a championship match at a later date somewhere at Wembley or potentially in Chicago at All Out. How do you look at that and say that's a bad idea? I think that's the direction that we're going in here.
Nope, there's nothing wrong with that. That could get us there. Hangman also comes off as someone that might want Swerve, but doesn't want help getting it. So maybe he rejects their help. Who knows? Or maybe he just embraces the whole thing. Like, I'll take it however I can get it. You know, who really knows the way? He just seems like Hangman's demeanor is just so unpredictable right now. I mean, he seemed pretty serious and intent when he said he didn't want to join them in this fight. But then just like that, he goes, okay, I'm in. And he walked away. He wasn't enthused about it. He wasn't, he just, look, I'm in, and now I'm out of here. But I'm like you. I want to see if they actually end up doing Hangman and Okada, how do we get there?
Yeah.
Or what kind of interaction do we have at that match? An accidental something, or Okada goes too far and Hangman said, I said that's enough, or, shit like that. Because like I said, he's not full heel. He is kind of halfway. Maybe he tries doing some shit that he's like, hey, I'm not cool with this. Okada wants to do it anyway. So many different stories can be told in a match of this size. It's kind of like the Royal Rumble. It's not about who wins the match. It's about what stories you tell coming into it and coming out of it. You should have so many different stories unfold just from this one match alone. So I'm hoping this will give us Hangman and Okada at All In right there.
Yeah, that's the only part that I'm hung up on. If that is going to be a match at Wembley, which right now it's just, us fantasy booking and us just thinking out loud, how do we get there? Because If Page wants Swerve, and he helps Team Elite beat Team AEW, which gets him a title match at Swerve by helping them beat Team AEW Blood and Guts, how do we get to Swerve and Okada, making that make sense? And why would we give him a Continental Championship match when the only thing he wants is the World Championship and Swerve Strickland? I don't know. So it's going to be a little bit of a workaround there, but the match itself, I mean, I would not mind seeing the match between those two. It's just how do we get there and how do we make it make sense where it happens at Wembley and then it leads to him getting to Swerve. I don't know. That's the problem. But I love this. Swerve came out immediately after this match was over. He returns to Dynamite.
Oh, David M.
David M. I can't forget about David M. Sorry, David M. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. David M. with a $200 super chat. Been a while, but Tour de France is on, and there is no wrestling event. That will take my focus off of that for 3 weeks, but I had to stop by for a minute so no one forgets the true bomb king, David M. Oh, my goodness.
Tour de France.
Enjoy the Tour de France, brother. We all have our things.
Okay.
Love it. David M. showing up and dropping 200 on the bar. Love it, man. David, thank you so much for being here. Someone in the chat said, what about Hangman Page versus Mark Briscoe?
Yeah, I don't think Jay Briscoe is happening.
He said Jay Briscoe.
She said Jay Briscoe, yeah.
Mark Briscoe. I mean, that's a possibility. That's a possibility, but
I'd rather see Okada.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I would have said Darby, but Darby came back and mentioned Jack Perry, so it looks like we got our TNT championship match happening at Wembley with Darby and Jack Perry for the TNT title.
Take my money for that one, man.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how they factor Page into Wembley because he absolutely deserves to be on the card, should be on the card. But Swerve, the guy that he's targeting, returned to AEW Dynamite, and he addressed us for the first time since he beat Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door in one of the best main event matches that AEW has put on. He addressed the crowd. He addressed Danielson. He said Ospreay, who told him the best in the world is who holds the world title. He said there was a lot of doubt going around, so he had to silence that. He said now that he defeated Ospreay, he is the best in the world, the reigning AEW World Champion. He congratulated Danielson for the win. He says it'll be a privilege and an honor to face him at Wembley. He said he still remembers that Danielson holds a pinfall victory over him. I'm someone who holds on to grudges. No shit. No shit, Swerve. Oh, my God.
You don't say. Huh.
We're at
I know that one firsthand.
I don't know. I don't know what I said to get benched again. Does somebody want to fill me in?
Why? So he can unbench you, then bench you all over again?
What did I say? I've been in this guy's corner solely.
The guy's fucking bipolar, man. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I said it. What are you going to do, Swerve? What are you going to do?
I'll see him at Hog in 2 weeks.
Block me? Oh, no.
We're at two different points in our careers. You, on the downside, Brian, you're looking at the most dangerous man in AEW. So the EVPs walked down to the ring and tried to bribe him with miniature-sized Reebok pumps to try and get him to join Blood and Guts, Team Elite. He says he's entering the match, but not on Team Elite. He says he'll be on Team AEW. He says he'll be the leader of Team AEW. He said he'll do two things Danielson didn't do this year: beat Ospreay and lead Team AEW to victory against the Elite. He says there have been 3 wrestlers who have been leaders of the dynasty: him, Ospreay, and Kazuchika Okada. He challenged Okada to a match. The world champion will show you how to make it rain, bitch. He said he'll see Danielson at Wembley, and he promised it'll be his final countdown.
All this fucking gimmick infringement, man.
I will listen. I'm excited to see Swerve and Okada next week. I think that's going to be unbelievable. Swerve, I know you and I have talked, Jason and I have talked about it as well. I mean, it only makes logical sense for the AEW World Champion to be on Team AEW to battle the Elite. So I'm glad that they actually made that decision because we've been talking about it for at least the last 3 weeks. The promo itself here, Jesse, I mean, to me, it felt all over the place. He went from one thing, Bryan winning the Owen, talking about Ospreay, going back to Bryan, talking about the Elite, talking about blood and guts, going back to Bryan. I mean, this kind of felt like it was all over the place. Swerve's in-ring promos are not his forte, and I mean that honestly. That's an honest criticism. It's not the greatest promo. He's an unbelievable pro wrestler, but he's not the greatest promo. But I think what we accomplished here is he also strung along, you know, the feud with the Elite. We're getting some clarity on that. He's involved with that. Now he's involved in blood and guts. He called back to Ospreay. He stamped his fucking name at the top of AEW. He beat the guy that everybody thought was going to beat him and make him a transitional champion. And he addressed Bryan. This is a match that he said he wanted at the post-show media scrum for Forbidden Door. So Tony Khan is giving it to him at Wembley Stadium, which is going to be a tremendous main event. I ask you, I know you're in agreement with him being on Team AEW. I know you're excited about the Okada match next week. But Bryan, we're getting this match at Wembley. Even though it's not Ospreay, and the talk of Ospreay beating Swerve and the match that everybody thought was going to happen at Wembley, and Swerve was going to be a transitional champion, and Tony was going to belt his new favorite toy. Now we're looking at Bryan in a year that he's slowing things down. This is his last full-time year as a member of the AEW roster, as a professional wrestler. He will be wrestling for the rest of the year. He will be wrestling at Wrestle Dream. It's in Tacoma, Washington. He's going to be there. Obviously, we know Bryan's from Seattle. But
Yeah.
do you see the creative going right back to where we were with Ospreay and Swerve with Bryan? Do you see Bryan winning the World Championship at Wembley? Do you see Tony Khan belting Bryan as a thank you for what he's done for the company in his last full-time year, making him the World Champion? Or do you think Bryan is going to tell Tony, you know, Tony, I don't think that's the right way to go. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't think we should take it from Swerve. I think that's the way to go, but who knows with Tony Khan, man. What Tony Khan wants, Tony Khan's going to get. If he wants to belt Bryan, he's going to belt Bryan. Bryan really can't say anything about it. But how do you feel about that? I don't think they take the belt off Swerve here.
No, and it's a good question and a good point, you know. So I could see TK wanting to reward Bryan for everything he's done. But we know Bryan have some say in the creative department as far as what happens. I don't think Bryan would want to go for it. So I would say that's not. But I do see Bryan wanting to put Swerve over though.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. I think Bryan's going to be in a position where he's getting his main event. It's the biggest show that they do all year. He's not going to want to take the belt off Swerve. Plus, I do love the idea of Paige, you know, scratching the Elite's back and them scratching his, and him helping Team Elite beat Team AEW, Blood and Guts, and we have to get Swerve and Hangman. We have to, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the championship is not on the line. The championship needs to be on the line, and the way we do that is by Swerve beating Bryan. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want to see. So Hangman getting his match needs to be for the World Championship. Yeah. That's plain and simple. I don't give a shit what needs to be done. Just like we all said Swerve needs to be Ospreay, Swerve needs to be Bryan, and we need to get Hangman and Swerve for the World Championship, because at that point, if the title's not on the line, it's almost like half of the match that it should be. So that's where we need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We got another bomb here. Holy shit tonight. Jason Barker with a $100 super chat. Very good show tonight. Throwing down a Barker pipe bomb. One thing I hope is that AEW rides and creates more and more fantastic momentum by continuing what we've seen these last few weeks. Let's keep sending those bombs, y'all. Jason, thank you, brother. Thank you for showing up and joining the bomb party tonight right here on the Dynamite Post. On Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for all your energy and all your generosity, man. Love it.
Somebody in the chat said, what happened to Jay White? Billy says, what happened to Jay White? Jay White, Billy, is going to be in a trios match with the Patriarchy.
No, he's not.
What do you mean?
Looks like Jay White is injured. They stripped him of the trios titles.
Oh. Jay White apparently is injured. Well, that fucking sucks. Because that fucks up Christian's plans now. Wow.
Yeah, it's not good.
Where did that happen?
Collision tapings.
Oh my God. That is awful. You know, there was a report going around today that PW Insider put up that WWE internally believes that AEW's injury list or injured reserve list, the reason why there's so many injuries in AEW is because they are not on the road as often as WWE is, which I think is complete bullshit, but...
Why are they worried about it?
I don't know.
I mean, why are they worried about it?
I don't know. I forgot they were taping Collision tonight. That's bad. That's bad news. I mean, we don't know the severity of the injury, so we'll see what happens, and we'll keep an eye on that. But Jay White being injured, man, I can't catch a fucking break here.
No, we can't. Billy Sazane is talking about his super chat. Did we miss a super chat of his?
We did not. Oh no. Oh. Yes, we did. I apologize. Oh my goodness. Sorry, man. My chat's going so crazy. My computer sometimes freezes up, man. Billy with another $100 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, love you guys in the OTS family. Question. Mercedes next week. She challenged anyone except Britt Baker. Who do we see? Maybe Natalya since she was backstage at AEW. Just wondering. OTS for life. I hate wine. Gives me headaches. Give me a old-fashioned, he says. Billy, no, you can have as many old-fashions as you want, brother. No, Natalya is not going to be challenging Mercedes next week on Dynamite.
And is that confirmed? Was she backstage?
I have no idea. I did not read anything like that.
I wouldn't. I mean, she's gone. I mean, her contract is up. I mean, so she could be. She could have been.
I don't know.
Why not? She's got friends in the industry. I don't.
You know who's not there? Stephanie Vaquer is not there.
Man, what the fuck happened, man?
I'm doing an extra on it tomorrow. I feel like I gotta do an extra on it. I don't know.
Did she get triple poached, man? What happened, man?
She got poached. Shawn Michaels actually tweeted "Welcome to the family" and added Stephanie Vaquer. So it's official. She's now going to report to NXT. She's on the WWE roster, and the match with Mercedes did more harm than good as far as AEW is concerned. But you know, who knows how much interest AEW had in her? But for her to just get up and leave CMLL, New Japan, and jump to WWE, I mean, a little suspicious, man. I don't know, just literally out of the blue. Look, and she had years left on that contract.
Let me drop some advice for anybody in AEW management going forward. If you're gonna put a high-profile talent from another company on your television and give them that kind of platform, I would sign them to some kind of exclusive deal, meaning if somehow, some way they end up leaving their current company, AEW gets first dibs. That's it. That's if. Not saying you have to. If you leave, I don't want to put you on TV for Triple H to say, I'll take it, thanks. No, you get first fucking dibs. That's all I'm fucking saying, man.
Well, we don't know.
That's not the first time Triple H has done that.
We don't know if she even wanted to be there. Maybe she saw something that didn't really sit well with her. Maybe she didn't like the creative process working with Mercedes and figured that, if she's going to be here for 3 years, I'm not going to be here dealing with this shit. Who knows?
It's possible.
You know, Mercedes already said to TMZ, whether it's true or not, she has full creative control over what she does. Who knows? Who knows what she wanted and where she wanted to be, what she saw. Maybe it's a lifelong dream for her to be in WWE, and she just got up and said, you know what? Fuck it. Now's the time that they want me. I'm at my highest peak right now. I'm only going to get better. They're going to make me into a superstar. Why the fuck not? I don't know.
Very, very, very possible. But again, I'm not showcasing talent for Triple H to come poach.
No, and it is very suspicious that nobody fucking knew who she was. And don't fool me. I didn't fucking know who she was. Jesse didn't know who she was. We saw her, and she was fucking unbelievable. there is absolutely zero chance that someone in WWE was not watching, because you know they were, to see Mercedes in a marquee match like that. You know that company was watching what Mercedes was doing and saw who she was in the ring with. And Triple H got on the phone with William Regal and said, yo, bro, who is this? What's her deal? Can we get her? Get on the phone immediately when this match is over. That's exactly what happened. No
Someone
doubt
said
about
she
it.
tried out. Someone said she tried out in 2018.
She did, but who
They
the fuck?
didn't want her then.
Who the fuck was she 6 years ago?
Yeah, they want her now all of a sudden, though.
Triple H was all over. As soon as that bell rung and she lost that New Japan Strong title, he was on the phone with William Regal. Get on it, stat, ASAP.
And look, man. Some kind of look. Well, they can't do no compete clauses anymore, though. So
No.
I'm gonna say if I'm putting you on TV, you give. I mean, there's a no. I don't know.
What does
man,
she
but
having a tryout in 2018 have to do with any? Who the fuck was she in 2018?
Well,
This don't even apply here.
It tells me that they didn't want her then, but once they saw her on TV, they want her now.
I don't know.
Like-
Maybe Tony needs to cut his losses, man. He can't hire everybody. He's already got a deep division. What the fuck does he need her for? I just want you guys to think about NXT right now. They're going to get Julia, they're getting Stephanie Vaquer, and they're getting Jordan Grace at some point.
Let me tell you something, man.
Imagine
If
that.
they get Mina, I'm fucking pissed.
They
What
don't
if
have they don't have Mina. They don't.
Not yet. What if they get Mina?
I don't know. You know who we do got, bro? We got the learning tree. Hi guys. Hi guys. How you doing, guys? Jericho, Samoa Joe, Stadium. No, not Stadium Stampede. I'll get to that in a second. This is a Stampede street fight. And this was actually not that bad as I was expecting it to be. This went 13 minutes. And believe it or not, Jesse, I don't believe I'm going to say this, but 2 weeks in a row, Jericho has had a decent segment. He's had a decent segment on Dynamite, the learning tree. Are we slowly becoming branches of Chris Jericho, bro? Are you starting to be a branch, bro? Are you starting to learn under the guidance as a branch?
Oops.
Oh man, Jesse's not a branch, man. Jesse is
Oops.
Jesse wants nothing to do with trees or what grows on trees or Jericho. Oh
Damn.
man, Jericho and Samoa Joe, man. Samoa Joe came out in street clothes. This is a street fight. Jericho came out doing the hi guys. We got a commercial break. Jericho put Joe in walls. They cut to a picture-in-picture. Back from break, Jericho landed a leaping drop kick off the second rope, and then he waved to the crowd as Joe tried to regroup on the outside. Hi, guys. He's waving to everybody. Jericho leapt off the ring apron at Joe, but Joe moved, and Jericho hit the ring steps. They brawled into the crowd, and then eventually backstage, Jericho is fighting with Joe near the buffet table or the catering area. Jericho takes a hot cup of coffee and throws it at Samoa Joe in his face, burning his face. Joe, blinded, puts Jericho in a sleeper. Big Bill came out of the locker room and smashed Joe in the back with the steel chair. The Bad Apple, Keith Lee, and Big Bill joined Jericho in beating on Samoa Joe. Jericho then pulled out a belt, or pulled off his belt, a belt that Martha Hart gave him earlier in the day. And he beats Samoa Joe with the metal buckle, punched Joe in the face with the belt. Bill then chokeslammed Joe onto a pallet, which was on a forklift. Jericho then gets into the forklift and drives Samoa Joe through a wall of sheetrock with Joe basically laid out in a bunch of debris backstage. Brutal spot. They cut to Joe in this heap of wreckage behind the wall, which was obviously set up, phony wall of sheetrock, obviously planned for this spot. The doctor stopped the match and awarded it to Chris Jericho. Jericho looked into the camera and sadistically, Jesse, this was not, hi guys! This was like fucking angry Jericho, sadistic, evil Jericho, like he's got an alter ego here. How does it feel, Samoa Joke? Are we seeing some character development for the learning tree, bro?
The learning tree killed Joe.
Yeah, the tree fell on Samoa Joe, yes.
What the
Yeah.
man?
Yes.
Let's see where it goes.
Hook
See
got
where
a
it goes.
fireball to the face. Joe goes through a fucking wall of sheetrock. Who's next? Who's next?
The learning tree. They are gonna force this shit down our throats, aren't they?
I don't know, man. We could be looking at some character development here for Chris Jericho, man. He could be dipping into Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde here.
Or wizard. Remember, he's a wizard
Whatever.
last
He
week.
could be whatever the fuck he wants, man. He wants to be a wizard who throws fireballs. Great.
Look, no one will ever doubt. I know I will never doubt the ability of Chris Jericho ever again. You know, especially after his performance at All In last year. But this gimmick is my God, it is so rough. It is so fucking rough. I get what it's supposed to be. I understand what it's supposed to be. I understand that it's supposed to make me feel this way, but it's not making me feel that way. It's making me feel I want to see less of Jericho way, and I don't want to feel like that.
Jamar in the chat says, honestly, I love the learning tree. Jamar, you may be the only one, bro.
Yeah.
You may be the only branch in this chat of 1,800 people, bro.
You in the bad apple.
Yeah, the bad apple, yeah. What a fucking horrible nickname. The bad apple. Imagine going about your career, man. Well, what do you do? I'm under the learning tree of Chris Jericho. I go by the bad apple.
The
Fuck
bad
outta
apple.
here, man. Listen, I think this is a precursor. Because you know Tony's going to do it. I mean, it's like you give Tony a fucking inch, he'll take fucking 10 miles. We are absolutely getting a Stadium Stampede match at Wembley Stadium. And Jericho and the Learning Tree are going to be part of the Stadium Stampede. Who's going to be involved? I don't know. But we're absolutely getting a Stadium Stampede between Samoa Joe, Hook, and whoever else against the Learning Tree at Wembley Stadium. Guarantee it. I think this was the setup for that.
Probably, yeah. Shibata, yeah.
Yeah, Shibata, yeah. Claudio, Castagnoli, Kyle Fletcher, who I don't listen. I don't know why Kyle Fletcher also blocked me on social media. This is a new one. What did I say about Kyle Fletcher?
I don't know, but he didn't block me. I love Kyle Fletcher. Not like you hate him. You hate him. I keep telling you he's good. You keep telling me he sucks.
Dax reblocked. Dax, what happened, bro? What did I do, man? You're not even on television. What the fuck did I say?
Oh man. I don't know.
Maybe they don't like smarky podcasters, man. I don't know. I mean, do they got Cornette blocked? I mean, did you listen to what he said about Ospreay and Swerve at Forbidden Door? I mean, he fucking absolutely went nuclear on the shit. It was one of the best matches I ever did.
I do not listen to Cornette at all. I have no idea what he said about anything.
He's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh, I cannot, man. I mean, no offense to him. It's just
Dax
not my cup of
reblocked
tea.
me. Swerve reblocked me. Kyle Fletcher got me blocked. What'd I say about Kyle Fletcher, man?
Hey, man. What are you gonna do?
Is it that locker room is soft, bro? It's gotta be. They're like soft like fucking Jello.
I don't think they're soft. I think they're all professionals and fantastic at what they do. What?
This fucking guy. Get this fucking guy out of here, man.
What? Man.
Where was Marco's stunt tonight, JD? Thankfully not on my fucking television, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you a-holes, I would not even known he came back.
If you enjoyed that, man, God bless you. But it tells a story. Yeah, sure. I was too busy watching Money in the Bank. This was a Global Glory four-way. We got Claudio, Kyle Fletcher, Pac, and oh my God, man, Tony, what happened? I thought the Forbidden Door was once a year, bro. You left the door open. Tomohiro Ishii. Why are we getting New Japan talent after Forbidden Door, man? This is why nobody takes it seriously.
The one time of the year when New Japan goes head-to-head with
2 weeks after Forbidden Door, the Forbidden Door is still open, and Tomohiro Ishii is on Dynamite. Come on, man. Pac wins in 11 minutes. This was a fun match for whatever it was. I don't know why this happened or what the fuck this meant, but here we are. This was a fun match. It was for the sickos, I guess. No entrances. We got Samoa Joe going through sheetrock, and then we go to commercial, and then we come back, and here we are with everybody in the ring. I guess they were low on time, even though they had a fucking overrun. So all 4 men are in the ring. Don Callis is on commentary. And we go into a picture-in-picture commercial break. Everybody's on the outside. Claudio hit a spinning dive onto all 3 guys on the outside into commercial. Come back from commercial. Ishii and Claudio with Pac and Fletcher were set up on opposite sides of the ring. Camera cut, and Fletcher and Pac were just down. Ishii hit a superplex on Castagnoli. Forearm battle from everybody. Ishii just no-sold everything and lit up everybody in the match with headbutts. Locomotion corner strikes from everyone before Fletcher ate a Pac Poison Rana, which looked great. Pac ran into a pop-up uppercut from Claudio, who in turn ran into a headbutt from Ishii. Fletcher hit a spinning tombstone, which we saw a lot of tonight. A lot of tombstones. Don't know why. On Ishii for a close 2. Fletcher wanted his corner brainbuster, but Ishii fired off another headbutt. Claudio sent Ishii to the floor and did the giant swing on Fletcher into a sharpshooter. Pac flew off the top with a elbow drop, applied the brutalizer at the same time. Love that combo. Ishii came in, broke Claudio off with some forearms rather. Ishii hit the sliding lariat on Pac and turned Fletcher inside out with a lariat for a near fall. Ishii then hit a brainbuster, or tried to at least. That was blocked. Claudio hits the neutralizer on Fletcher and scrambled for some pin attempts before Pac got involved. He hit a bounce-back German on Ishii and Claudio. He almost got rolled up by Fletcher, though. Pac got boots up in the corner. He went up top, and he hit the black arrow before locking on the brutalizer for the submission on Kyle Fletcher. Post-match, Pac took the microphone and said it's safe to say things haven't been going well for him lately since returning. He's made bold promises but suffered many humiliating failures. Pac says it's all in season, and the bastard won't be denied his Wembley moment. Let this victory be a line in the sand. The bastard will be back. Now, I don't really know what that means for Pac, but Excalibur mentioned that he missed All In last year, but he'll get a shot at the international title this year, is what Excalibur said. I don't know why. Why was that said? Because we didn't really get a graphic saying that this would be #1 contender for the international title, Jesse. He just blurted that out. Or is Pac in contention for the title? I mean, what's going on here?
That's news to me, man. I'm not quite. I wish I had an answer for it. I'm not quite sure. I mean, we just kind of took it at face value that this is what he was supposed to be doing this year. I mean, I don't know how it came about. I must have missed that one.
I don't know why Excalibur would say that. I mean, that's really kind of throwing a wrench into the gears here, which kind of messes up the discussion that we had earlier, because here I am saying Danny Garcia versus MJF is probably now going to happen at All In after the match was announced between those two, MJF and Ospreay, next week. So if Pac is not getting an international championship match at Wembley, obviously, we've talked about it for weeks now. Ricochet's a free agent. Ricochet's coming in. Pac versus Ricochet should absolutely be a match to open the show on August 25th. If that is not a match at some point this summer, I think Tony Khan dropped the ball. I think that is a great all-in moment for both guys. And I think, you know, if you want to put Pac in the international championship, it's great. But me personally, again, I don't mind it happening next week. But I also would love to see MJF and Will Ospreay at Wembley, just for the environment. That's a Wembley match. I mean, there's ways to go about it here, but Pac getting an international championship match when this wasn't really announced as a #1 contender, it doesn't make any sense at all. So if there's a down point in the show, this is it, because now I'm confused.
Well, let's start here for a second. So we're getting MJF versus Ospreay next week.
Yeah.
Who wins that? That's for the title.
Will Ospreay wins.
Will Ospreay wins?
Yeah, because of Danny Garcia.
Well, that means you had MJF losing upon his return.
I think MJF is built to a point where a loss because of outside interference, because he bloodied somebody 2 weeks ago, is not going to make that big of a difference.
Nah, it really won't.
No,
it really won't.
No.
So yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. Garcia and Max at All In.
Unless he beats Ospreay, wins the title, and then drops it to Danny Garcia at Wembley, which is, you know, what you would want to do to build a new star, right?
Build a new star.
Yeah.
That's also true. But Will Ospreay just came off of a loss.
Yeah.
I think they may have booked themselves into a wee bit of a corner here.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Ospreay. I don't think him losing back-to-back pay-per-views or back-to-back matches is going to harm him in any way. I don't.
Don't get me wrong. Look, Ospreay, both Ospreay and Max are completely untouchable as far as taking L's. That's not the point. But the point is, these are two of your top-tier stars, and you want to make sure you articulate and document and perfect every L that they come across. And this seems like this might end in a fuck finish, bro.
Listen, it could end in a fuck finish. We could get a time limit draw. Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah,
they got a plan. Something's planned. Something's cooking back there.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict fuck finish, and maybe Garcia is the reason for said fuck finish.
Yeah,
who knows? But for me right now, this seems like these are already two guys that you want to make sure you protect against unnecessary L's. That's already apparent. But now we're going into a situation where you really don't want either one of them to be getting the L right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I really want to see what happens next week.
The silver lining behind all of it, bro, is they got our interest. That's all I
give
a shit about. I can't wait for next week.
I can't wait to see how they play this out next week. Between that and between Mariah and Tony, I'm excited for next week. Great job, AEW. Great job.
Renee was backstage with Adam Page, bumping into her. She demanded some respect because he ignored her.
No. I watched that closely. He did not bump her. He grazed
her.
He grazed. I was waiting for that because if he would have bumped her, then I would have known we're getting Moxley and Hangman.
We very well may. Honestly. Moxley doesn't have a match. He's not in the G1.
We'll see. If he would have bumped Renee, that would have been my call right there. I was watching closely to that one, man.
That may answer our questions that we had earlier. What does Hangman do? Okada. It doesn't really make sense. How do we get there? Maybe he goes one-on-one with Moxley. Maybe that Renee outburst is a plan for something to happen.
Hey, I'm trying to do my fucking job here. You want to give me a little fucking break? You know,
listen, bro, you upset my fucking wife.
Maybe.
That's all you need.
I don't like how you fucking treated my wife, bruh.
Yep. So we got Renee backstage with Hangman, and she demanded some respect. Hangman pounded on the Elite's locker room door. Out comes Okada. Asked, "Can I help you?" Bitch. No, he didn't say bitch.
He didn't. Bitch. He should have said.
Hangman tried to enter the room. Okada stopped him. "Can I help you?" Bucks came out, asked what he's doing here. He then looks at both of them and says, "I'll do it." Love it. You know, the one thing I loved about this, Jesse, I said this with Jason last night on TNT episode 56. Hangman has not referenced Swerve by name in any promo he's done. He hasn't said the name Swerve or Swerve Strickland in anything he said. He refers to him as him, or he just leaves it just, you know, kind of eerie and like brooding. Like, who's he talking about? We know who he's talking about, you know?
He's that mad, man.
Love it. Just those little attention to details, which I'm not really good at picking up, but that I picked up on.
Interesting.
Mercedes Mone. She made her way out to the ring. She got both belts, one around her waist, one over her shoulder. We are getting a celebratory toast for Mercedes. Very WWE-like segment here on Dynamite.
I got to put the CEO chants on my board.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I need, bro? I gotta. You know what? I'm just gonna refrain. I gotta get something for Lyra, man. Maybe we get some bird sounds on Monday night. Let me get some pigeons or fucking hawks or something. That's all I fucking need. Birds flying around the venue. Mercedes, she thanked the EVPs for the extra security because she won't be interrupted this week.
She's heel now.
Yeah,
she's heel now.
So the
crowd has turned her.
She's in Calgary, and she said that she's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, because she is the best of the past, the present, and the future. So she basically spewed out Bret Hart's line to Calgary, and everybody booed her.
She's heel for sure now.
Shivani said that was sacrilegious. Sure it was. She said if she wrestled Britt Baker, she'd leave her with more than herniated discs and a stroke. "I would leave you for dead, bitch." What is everybody? Why are you stealing Okada's gimmick, everyone?
This The guy does not have much. He's learned one word since he's got here. Let him use it, please.
Well, that's a side of Mercedes we have not seen in a very long time, Jesse. She said, "I would leave you for dead, bitch." Well, those are some fighting words, honestly.
It is, man. I mean, I would like to see Mercedes get back into ring shape that I've seen her in before. Britt has been out of the ring for a long time. Is the ring rust real? We don't know. She's coming off probably some scary personal shit, man. So she may need time to get reacclimated. Can they deliver on a match of that magnitude the way we would like to see them deliver it?
I don't know. I hope so.
It's a good question, man.
She then poured a shot of tequila, what looked like. She loves
What's
tequila.
her favorite one? It's
Casa Dragones, I think.
That's it. Yeah. There was no label on this one.
No. Fans popped as Mercedes insisted security stop her because Britt Baker interrupted. Baker attacked 2 security guys, punched one in the face, and then super kicked another. Mercedes ran away. The doctor upstaged the CEO again, says Excalibur. Baker posed on the second rope and pointed at Mercedes, who tried to stay composed but was showing how angry she was that Britt, for a second week in a row, interrupted her. I'm excited. I mean, obviously we got enough time, more than enough time, to sell another promo or 2 here. This was just, a fill-in week, I would say. But last week was tremendous, and I have very high hopes for this match. And I'll tell you what, man, Britt, she looks fantastic. She looks to be in the best shape of her life. She looks happy. She looks healthy. I hope all that we get here, knowing that this story is going to be great, I hope that it all translates to the ring. Mercedes, we know how good she is. Britt, it's been a long time away from the ring, so I'm genuinely curious to see how she operates in the ring, being away for so long, but being in the ring with somebody like Mercedes. I hope that they can tie everything together, man, because this could be an all-timer women's feud for AEW here.
It is, and I gotta wonder. I mean, it's just because this is what I fucking do, I guess. But are they moving too fast for this? I mean, it seems to me like you can do Britt Baker versus Mercedes and plan that down the road and really build to it. I mean, it seems like these 2 women should be pretty much the pinnacle, the top of your women's division. Britt just came back and right away threw her right to Mercedes, and then we're off to the races. You know what I mean? Like is there nothing else we can do in between before we get these women together, man? I mean, at the very least, let's start getting Britt some reps under her belt before we get her back in a championship match.
I think that absolutely needs to happen, for sure.
I mean, so we'll see, though. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see this match happen. I would just love to see it get some more time to marinate. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know how they go about it, but I mean, it's going to need some extra spice. What that extra spice is, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people mention Camille. Maybe she's a muscle for Mercedes. Every CEO needs a right-hand woman, right? So we'll see what happens. Maybe Britt aligns herself with somebody. Maybe Jamie Hayter, like I said, we talked about her with Mariah. Maybe Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter get together. Maybe Britt has somebody else she aligns herself with. I don't know, but something needs to be added, because I think if it being July 10th and All In is not taking place till the end of August, we're going to need something in there to spice things up. They can't continue doing shit like this for fucking 7 weeks, 6 weeks. So
yeah, no, I agree.
Though I will say, WWE should absolutely send Mercedes a little signing bonus or something for a thank you for Stephanie Vaquer.
I mean,
like a scouting bonus or something.
That's just shitty. I would, man.
Jamie Hayter tomorrow from report from SRS. What about
tomorrow?
Oh, he's got a report coming tomorrow. Okay, on Jamie Hayter. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Great.
She's been out for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Concerning.
Well over a year.
Yeah, a concerning amount of time.
Yeah. It's nearing,
I hope she's okay.
What is it? It's nearing almost 16, 17 months now?
Yeah. I genuinely hope everything is okay. I'm starting to get a little bit worried for her long-term game here at this point. Yeah. She's been out for a while, man.
Main event time. Actually, before the main event, Darby Allin attacked Brandon Cutler in the back in the parking lot. He said it's not over, and he'll see them, the Elite, at Dynamite 250. So it looks like Darby may actually be on Team AEW as well.
Darby's a fucking wild card, man.
Darby
Darby
on
is
Team
a
AEW.
problem.
I like it.
Darby is a problem that the Elite does not want, bro.
No. Hopefully
I
he's
like it.
healthy.
Yes,
Or
yes, please.
as healthy as he could be.
Keep that guy
Last
away.
time we saw him, he was being super kicked with fucking thumbtacks while being hung upside down at Anarchy in the Arena.
Bro, I was in New York last week, as you know. You know how many buses I got hit by?
Zero.
How come Darby can't pull that shit off?
I don't know.
All right.
No idea. Main event time.
Stay healthy, man.
These ladies pulled it off. Willow and Mariah May. Owen Hart Cup Tournament women's final here. And this was very good. Willow is very good. Mariah is very good. And I thought this was a really strong final for what I thought was a very good tournament from both the men and the women. May has pink attire, obviously because of pink and black. It's the Hart signature. Willow came out wearing the black and yellow caution gear, which was a tribute to Owen in the Nation of Domination days. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, you kidding me? I noticed that instantly, bro.
Nigel,
I mean, enough is enough, and it's time for a change, man.
I know. Nigel McGuinness made some Motley Crue references talking about Mariah May during the feeling out process as the match started. I don't know what that means, but I guess she's donning the rocker Tony Storm look. So Motley Crue is what?
She's a live wire.
She's a live wire. Kickstart my heart.
Yeah.
Anytime you look at Mariah May, man, kickstart my heart.
I actually dig Motley Crue, man.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, yeah, dead ass. Mostly because of the movie on Netflix, man.
Not a big Motley Crue guy, but I love Dr. Feelgood.
Actually, not one of my favorites. But did you watch the movie?
No.
Really? Go watch the movie.
Have you ever seen the movie Rockstar with what's his name? Don Wahlberg? Mark Wahlberg?
No. What's it about?
It's about a kid or teenager growing up, listening to his favorite band, wishing he could sing for them. He's a great singer himself, and he gets enlisted as like a fill-in to sing for them. And he actually takes off and becomes a rock star. And then obviously the trials and tribulations of life on the road with a rock band, the girls and the drugs and all this other shit just kind of overtake him and just change him. And he wants his old life back.
All right. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll check out Rockstar. You check out The Dirt, man.
All right. The reason I say it is because the last scene of the movie, you know who is in the crowd, who takes his place when he finally quits his dream job? Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge is in the movie, and he takes the lead singer position as Wahlberg says, you know what? I'm fucking done. Steel Dragon was the name of the band in the movie. Love it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll check that out, man.
So, yeah, Nightingale had the black and yellow caution gear. Nigel made a bunch of Motley Crue references here. And Nightingale showed off her power early. Shoulder tackle. She tried for another. May got a leg sweep. Shotgun drop kick. Head scissors sent Nightingale into the ropes. Mariah trapped her and fired off a drop kick to the back. We got a chop battle that followed. Nightingale hit a spinning side slam. Low cross body for 2. And May rolled to the outside. She was eventually flattened by Nightingale coming off the apron with a cannonball. And we go to commercial break. So we get back from the break. May mounted a comeback with her top rope dropkick, followed with sweet chic music and a snap DDT for 2. Mariah's got some sweet cheeks, bro. I will say. Come on.
Sweet. They're not. I mean,
come on now.
They're not packing it. But
neither is me. Neither is Mina.
Hey. Watch your damn mouth.
Come on, man.
Watch it.
We can't disrespect Mariah May, man. Come on.
Watch it.
Sweet cheek music, DDT. Storm cheered May on from the outside. Nightingale started to come back. Big corner splash, spine buster. She went for a sharpshooter. May fought out, planting Nightingale with a German suplex. May hit the corner uppercut, and then she goes for a handstand head scissors, gets a 2 count. May missed a charging knee. Nightingale hit a fisherman's bomb for a very close 2 count. Nightingale then went for the pounce. May hit a headbutt, and both ladies doubled down. Storm took the referee, and someone in it looked like a Sting hoodie, revealed to be Stokely Hathaway, distracted Nightingale enough for Statlander to appear and hit her with a running boot. May and Storm didn't realize what happened. As May hit her charging knee strike, Nightingale kicked out. May nearly got her leg trap roll up. Storm told May to go for Storm 0, which she did, but ate a Nightingale lariat for a 2 count. Nightingale lowered the straps, hit the corner cannonball. She went for the Death Valley driver. May spun out of it into a victory roll. Very much reminded me of Bret Hart versus Bam Bam Bigelow at the 1993 King of the Ring here. And she got the victory over Willow. 1, 2, 3 with the victory roll. Post-match, Mariah May shook Nightingale's hand before jumping into the arms of Toni Storm. Both ladies skipped up the ramp to go and stand next to the Owen trophy and the title, where Mariah May took the title and absolutely blasted Toni Storm in the face with it. Crowd was stunned. Luther was laid out as well. Toni Storm was bloodied, and she was screaming, "Why?" Mariah May sent Luther flying off the stage through tables after she hit him with the title. Storm is crying. May lifted up a shoe and violently beat the shit out of Toni Storm with it, driving the heel into her forehead, which made for an unbelievable visual. Blood pouring down the face of Toni Storm. She's spitting up blood. May kissed the bloody head of Storm, as the graphic for All In is shown as May stood tall over Toni Storm, holding her head up like a fucking trophy as she just bleeds profusely at the end of Dynamite. What a phenomenal fucking visual to end Dynamite, man. Dynamite fucking cooked tonight. Yeah, great story, great direction. I'm excited where we're going into Blood and Guts into Wembley. Kudos to Tony Khan and what he did, man. Great show.
Yeah, this was the right call.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people saying that, they thought or hoped that Toni Storm was going to be the one to turn, but the crowd has already turned Toni Storm babyface. So,
yeah,
this is the right play. And especially looking at the way that we got it, man, Mariah May looked like a fucking killer out there. Mariah May looked the way that I wanted Chris Statlander to look. Just fucking psychopath. I mean, go out there and just wreck shit. Go fucking crazy, murder and kill. That's the kind of reaction I wanted from Statlander. We got it tonight in Mariah May. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I was not expecting it so soon, but the fact that the Owen ended, it was the right time to do it. So the story here consistently been playing out over the last 6 months. It's been one of AEW's top stories, if not the top story on their show. And they put a lot of effort into it, man. So it really means a lot more to see this happen now because of what we've been given over the last 6 months. And I will say, the blood, I know we do see a lot of blood on AEW television. And I love the visual. I thought it was a phenomenal visual to end Dynamite. But imagine, I just want to say this, just minor criticism. Imagine if AEW didn't use blood all that often. And we got that visual, and we don't get it every week. And Toni is bleeding like that out of nowhere. I think it makes for an even more impactful ending to Dynamite because some of us are already numb to seeing so much blood on AEW television. It's like, all right, somebody else is bleeding. Imagine they didn't do it all the time. Imagine how that felt.
I think it still hit the same because the women don't bleed very much.
Yeah.
I mean, the women, even if when we know Moxley, bleeds during the entrance, we get it. But the women don't do it very often. So the women do it at the pace that everyone should, because now that we got it with Toni, it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so very much for joining us here on the AEW Dynamite post show on OTS. We had upwards towards 1,900 people in here live. Thank you so very much. As always, take great pride in what we do here, man. We are #1 every single week in the IWC. No one's even close. No matter how many times geeks want to tell us, oh, nobody's watching these clowns. Everybody watches us, man. And if you're not watching, get on board. You know what I'm not going to hear tomorrow, Jesse? People complain that I didn't like Dynamite. Oh, JD's an AEW hater.
Oh, I promise you'll find some complaints.
Shut Mark hates AEW.
You'll get some complaints. People like to hear what they want to hear. Just like earlier when I said that wine gives me a headache, and then you said, well, you don't like wine? I was like, no, I like wine. Wine is fine. It just gives me a headache. Right away, someone was in the chat saying, oh, Jesse hates wine. Did you pay attention to any fucking thing we just said?
Fucking people are ridiculous, man.
They don't pay. They hear what they want to hear. So I just stopped trying.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to get into these super chats. Hit that thumbs up. We got 715 likes. If we can get to 800 tonight, I'd love to see 800. If you guys have not hit the thumbs up and are in the chat, hit that thumbs up. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo, and hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications, and go follow Jesse on YouTube as well. Just click his name at the top of the description. It'll take you right there. Michelle with a $2 super chat. Hands down, banger match from Bryan. GOAT, for sure. He's one of the greatest of all time. Mid-Mo Smark with a 34 months in the venue. In all of Jericho's career, did he ever literally break the walls down like he did tonight? Interesting development. Cheers, JD and Jesse. That's a good question. I don't know. He did. And Joe went through it. Skinner with 10 months. Listen, man, I have no comment tonight, but cheers, bro. Keep being yourself no matter what. By the way, I enjoyed going back and watching your old Raw reviews. Man, how I have evolved as a content creator, man.
The original Raw reviews.
I can't even watch myself anymore back then.
I know that feeling.
Hiru with a $5 super chat. That's the Mariah May I remember from Stardom. Cunning, devious. That was fan-friggin-tastic. There you go.
So if you were a fan of Mariah May in Stardom, and then she comes here, and you hear me talk about her, I can understand. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because I didn't see this Mariah May.
Not me neither.
This Mariah May is already better than what we've been given, at least to me. It already has more depth. It has more feeling to it. I'm already liking it.
Hero, thank you, brother. Edward Otis for the 199. Tony watched for the shoe, but not Mariah. There you go. Drew Gilmore, what's up, buddy? 22 months. Happy 22 months of being with the greatest IWC family and the tribal chief. I'm starting to see my AEW Volt peeking its head out after so long. Hashtag OTS for life. It's there. We know they could put on shows like this on a weekly basis. It's just that they don't. And when they do, AEW is legitimately fucking great. That's the problem we have, man. You know, we know how great they can be. Look, when they don't and they give us shit, we have to say something.
But then they get mad if we don't like it.
And they take the media credentials away. And then they block you.
Yeah. But then they fix it and we love it and nothing. Thanks for the kind words, guys. Or listen to this podcast. You know, they spoke well of Dynamite tonight. No, nothing.
Nah. As soon as you hate AEW, that's what they think that you do every single week, you know? You don't have a fucking clue, bro. Tony Brown with a $4.99. Well, I can't say it was a bad show. What's your opinion, guys? We gave it to you for 2 hours, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Team Bringer with a $1.99. Cinema. I don't think you could say that in front of Taz. He doesn't like those play on words, man. Cinema and cooked. He doesn't like those things. Shout out to Taz, man.
Love Taz.
Tribal Chief with the $2 super chat. JD Jesse, AW's making me interested again. OTS for life. Yes, thank you, Tribal Chief. Billy.
The word like this spreads throughout the wrestling community like butter.
Yeah.
As soon as the word gets out that you're putting on great shit, this is doing well, people are enjoying this. Even the naysayers return. Let me see what they're talking about. Stupid. They're turning it on. They're turning it on. People will talk when you keep giving compelling stories.
Billy, thank you for the $100 super chat earlier. A. Jackson with a $1.99. Jericho giving cult leader vibes. Hey, something needs to be done to fix it, man. It's not going good right now.
Standing next to Colt Cabana.
Yep. Eddie Hazard with a $20 super chat. Best women's segment and ending to Dynamite in a hot minute. Even better than MJF's return to form. Mariah May just cemented herself as a killer and a legit threat to Tony Storm's title reign, and I'm 100% here for it. OTS for life. I agree, Eddie.
You see that, AEW? You see the fans' reaction? You see that?
Yep. Andre Benson with a $5 super chat. I was expecting Mariah May turn on Tony, but man, I did not expect it to be like that. Love the channel. New for 2 weeks now. OTS, hashtag JD rules. Andre, welcome, brother. Enjoy your stay, man. Order a drink. Stay as long as you want. Lucha Trooper with a 2 months. Can you believe what a difference the build is for All In compared to last year? Yeah. Last year we got no build, man. I don't think we got legitimate matches announced for All In until maybe 3 weeks before the show. Now look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Loving it. Loving it. Wish I could go.
Adam Casper with the $100 super chat. ×2. Thank you, Adam. Love you, and thank you for your generosity. Triple M, $2 super chat. Look, Hunter may be number one, but always play all three. I don't got the time, bro.
What you do? You sitting around running fucking Grandmasters and nothing else to do. Build your other fucking characters. What the fuck are you doing?
Jason with a 23 months. Jason Barker, that is. 23 months. Mercedes Monet has issued an open challenge on Twitter. She would like to face anyone but Britt Baker. Sniffs. Natalia or Jamie Hayter. Neither. I'm sure we'll get some unknown fucking Queen Aminata or Lady Frost or something like that. Someone that doesn't matter. More with a $10 super chat. Will decides to defend his title at Blood and Guts with an opponent of his choosing, so he chooses Ricochet and he debuts. MJF screws Will out of the title. Then you get your all-in match. And Rico versus Pac.
Rico.
Okay. I mean, Will decides to defend his title of Blood and Guts with an opponent of his choosing. That is if MJF doesn't win the title next week.
Again, a lot of interesting stuff happening at 250, man.
Zach Bottomley with a $4.99. Love the show. Bryan wins the belt. Moxley wants it. Wheeler wants peace, and Claudio Wheeler have beef because Claudio wants to let them fight like men. Bryan wins the belt and feuds with Moxley over it. I mean,
no.
Nah, I don't. Nobody wants to see that.
I'm not feeling that one.
No.
I'm sure it'd be great, but that just takes a lot of like gymnastics to get to that. And I don't want to.
Justin Toner with a $10 super chat. HBK is going to be cooking bangers in the NXT women's division with both Julia and Stephanie Vaquer coming to NXT soon to face Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruca, and others. You and Jesse are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie Vaquer, I don't know when she's going to be coming, but before the summer, I think she will be there. Riho is not happening against Mercedes. Riho broke something. She's got a ligament issue. She's injured.
Everybody wants us to know that Stephanie has heat with Roosh. We heard, we see it, man. Apparently they got like real life fucking domestic issues. So
what? They were married or an item or a couple? Or what happened?
They were a couple, and it ended with possible police involvement. So,
oh boy. Man, what dirt is really drug up, man, or dug up from the past when you signed with WWE, man? Look, Jesus Christ. Watson with 25 months. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Awesome segment by Ospreay and MJF. OTS for life. Thank you, Watson. Wolf Dragon Monster Den with a $5 super chat. Hi, guys. Do you think Nigel screws Danielson and All In setting up for Wrestle Dream? Hope you guys are doing well. Love, peace, and taco grease. Listen, man. Nigel's a pipe dream. Not thinking about it. If it happens, I'm all for it.
Yeah, look, until I hear or see anything otherwise, guys, Nigel is completely off the table in terms of getting involved in matches.
Yeah. Brendan Watson with a $4.99. What's up, JD and Jesse? Don't know if you heard this already, but Stephanie Vaquer has signed with WWE. Brendan, I had no idea, bro. Wow. Man, that's news to me.
Early. Oh, no, we mentioned that early on in the show.
I'm only kidding. Yes, we know, Brendan.
We know.
Billy, thank you for the $100 super chat. No, she will not be. Mercedes will not be wrestling Natalia. No. Antonio Polato with a 27 months. I don't mind seeing MJF and Will Ospreay next week. Dynamite 250 is a special episode that only happens once in a lifetime. In my opinion, it's a show that deserves a pay-per-view vibe. Yeah, I don't mind it.
Every show is once in a lifetime. 251, once in a lifetime. 252,
yeah,
once in a lifetime.
David M drops a $200 bomb, and then bounces to go watch the Tour de France. Thank you, David. Jason, thank you for the $100 super chat. Realist in the room, how you doing? With a 199. I doubt Triple H is losing sleep over Sasha. Don't be fooled, man. Paul Levesque would love to have Mercedes back in WWE. Come on now. He never wanted to let her go. Will
People
Chisholm
like projecting. People like projecting their feelings onto Triple H. You're not losing sleep over Sasha, but Triple H might be. You don't know.
Will Chisholm with a $10 super chat. Is it funny how Stephanie had that banger with Mercedes, went out and partied with AEW, and the next week she was backstage at Heatwave? Talk about flexing from Triple H and HBK. Well, who knows what happened there, man? You know, who knows? Good for her, though. She's going to be on a major stage. She's great. You're going to know more about her now than ever before. Good for her. That's what we work for, man. You work to get to the top, and now she's at the top. Good.
She comes off as so good to me.
Yeah.
So good.
Robert Lameau with a $5 super chat. I think the wrestler unblocked you just to hear your opinions and then block you again. About what?
You don't have to unblock someone to see what they're tweeting. So I don't understand.
I could still see people that block me and what they tweet about me. I just can't reply to them. And I said nothing about Swerve. I fucking praised his match with Will Ospreay, and we've solely been in his corner for the entire title reign. I mean, I don't understand what the fuck the problem is.
To the point, I'm done trying. You know,
I mean, it is what it is.
Fuck it. I was gonna call him a piece of shit from now on. What the fuck is he gonna do? Block me more?
Mr. Team Bringer, the 199. What is one finisher you guys wouldn't take? I don't know. It's a good question.
How about a man? That is a good question.
Probably a Tiger Driver by Will Ospreay, or a one winged angel, or one of them fucking running knee strikes from Kenny Omega.
Good. Then you get to take the tsunami splash because I'm missing.
Oh yeah,
that
no,
one.
thank you. No, yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer. I'm not taking the tsunami. I'm not taking Bronson Reed's tsunami splash. No thank you.
Whew,
No
man.
way.
God.
Basic with a $4.99. Holy shit, the heat between Rush and Vaquer is nuts. I see now what a huge reason why she signed with WWE. Is this now all just coming? Where are you guys seeing this? Is there something going on social media that we don't know about?
No, I'm pretty sure it was already out there. Just no one cared because it didn't. I mean, not that no one cared, but they just weren't high profile enough for anyone to actually care. But she came onto the company and worked a couple of dates.
It's not really going to do Rush any good because he's going to be victimized in this whole thing as as the fucking wrongdoer.
Oh my, you kidding me? I mean,
that's the way it's going to end up there, and then he's going to get blowback, and then AEW's not going to push him. It's like, come on, dude.
And then they got to cancel him.
Scripps Wrestling Federation, $5 super chat. Finally, story. That's all I'm asking for, Tony. Thanks for all you do, JD. OTS for life. Thank you, Scripps.
Yeah, I guess fuck me. Okay, thanks, Scripps. All right.
Jericho, 8131 with a $10 super chat. What's in the catering at AEW that's turning everyone into a psycho? Jericho, Hangman, now Mariah. Also, do you think this beating will bring back old Tony Storm at All In, even for one night? No.
No, this is her money gimmick, bruh.
21 months for Fixes a Bind. JD, as much as you've threatened to fire Jesse, I'm surprised he hasn't lunged at you a la CM Punk.
Or like that guy in the courtroom that jumped over the fucking bench to get the judge.
Yeah.
That guy was great. You see that?
I did not.
You did not? That guy went viral. He was in a court case. He got found guilty. He literally got from the defendant's table, past the bailiff, over the goddamn judge's fucking table, and got to her. Great.
The fourth one with the $2. Well, I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying just pushed her around a little bit. She's fine.
The fourth one with a $2 super chat. JD, did you get your exotic cloak yet? Yes, I did. I'm running Inmost Light and Gerfalcons.
I got my cloak. I got my
It's the best one I got. I got Faux Tracer and Liar 2-on-1. I don't know how good that is.
Bro, I'm out of vault space. I have so many goddamn exotic swords
Better start crafting
and
some
class
fucking
items.
weapons, bro.
I gotta start going through this shit, man.
The Learning Sicko, Dr. Bropio. What's up, brother? $2 super chat. Are you excited for a 20-match, 7-hour all-in pay-per-view? No. No, I'm not. Though I will say, All In's build is looking better than SummerSlam's build. Clip that, AEW haters or elitists. JD hates AEW. I just said AEW All In is being built better than SummerSlam. I'd love you to clip it. You won't, though. It'll go against your shitty narratives. One Mean Wombat with a $5 super chat. You guys are awesome. Might disagree at times, but I appreciate you both. Much love.
Thank you.
My boy Trevor, $9.99. It's all about Mariah. Wow, man. She's just something else. Anyway, phenomenal show tonight. Storyline's progressing. Is great television. All In will be great. Love watching you two. Braves blew another tonight. Well, they've been playing pretty decently. I don't know what happened tonight. I mean, they're still in playoff contention. It's just, you know, at this point, I would rather not even win the division. Honestly. Seizure, your property with a $5 super chat. Apparently, one of her exes tried to kill Stephanie, and Roosh defended her. Oh, is that what happened?
I don't know.
You mean he's not going to get canceled?
Sounds like we're already getting mixed stories. We don't know.
Of course, we're getting mixed stories. Why the fuck would it be the truth, man? It's social media.
All right.
Tone C, your 16-month milestone didn't work, brother. It's not here, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm actually more excited about Punk versus Drew than anything on All In. Really.
All right, you're allowed to think that way. I mean, it's a great build, you know. But
I mean,
other than that, Roman Reigns is going to be back. What else is there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be watching that match to see if Punk can get through it without getting injured again.
Mason the Legend with a $4.99. Great Dynamite tonight. I've been more Team WWE in the last year or so, but I think AEW is slowly turning the corner. They got to keep it up, man. 2 weeks is great. You know, we said the same thing back in March. 3 weeks will be a winning streak. And I'll say the same thing again next week. I said the same thing in March. Scripps Wrestling Federation with a $5 super chat. Hey, Jesse, thanks for all you do, too. I love tacos, and I'm a Taco Crew member. Taco Crew for life.
Hey, thank you so much, bro. That's right. I forgot about that. My bad, man. Thank you so much.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
I'm getting out of here. I'm going on Destiny. I'm going to do some Grandmaster Nightfalls.
Oh, he right back to the fucking Grandmasters.
Yep.
Oh.
Thank you guys very much for all your support, man. Appreciate you. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Follow Jesse on X at Chi-Town Smart. Follow him on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on both of the channels. My channel, his channel. You guys know where to find that stuff. Mr. Team Bring It with a $1.99. What are your thoughts on Ryback as a wrestler? Garbage.
You can't.
Garbage. Thank you, Team Bring It. Also, make sure you guys go and check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. Please hit that thumbs up. We need 40 more likes for 800. Next time you see me will be tomorrow, man. We'll talk about this Stephanie Vaquer situation. Give you a little extra tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll be live for SmackDown. The road to SummerSlam builds on Friday night, man. What's going to happen with Cody, Solo, Roman, and the return of the Tribal Chief? We will figure it out on Friday night. Until then, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Great Dynamite tonight. Shout out to TK and his crew. 2 weeks. Let's keep it going, man. Love the story. Love the build. Story is king, as always. I'll see you guys later.